I'm sure, is feeling really good. He's probably waking up, putting everything in the car, and getting ready to fly to Disney World.
Yeah.
They're flying.
There's a cold front coming to Orlando, and it's Scott Rizzuto.
Yeah, I think he's flying, right?
He
He's not
he
driving.
said that yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but anytime someone says they're going to Disneyland, I imagine them like packing up a minivan and it's a very St. Louis thing to drive to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I forgot they're not from St. Louis, so they're not going to keep the tradition alive.
No, I've
jerks.
driven down there a couple times, although the last time we did it in the Byerly RV.
That's the way to go.
That is the way
That's different.
to do it.
Yeah.
That
Oh my God.
was
That's
fancy
different,
travel.
dude.
Last time I did, I was in the cab of Jerry's truck. I was like 14, and I was like, this is hell on earth.
Yeah.
But being in like a Byerly RV, that sounds amazing.
It was pretty
Dude.
great.
Me and my friend drove a Ford Ranger single cab to South Padre Island one year.
Heck yeah.
Miserable.
A lot of room to spread out.
Oh, jeez.
Seats don't go anywhere.
Spring break. Spring break or bust.
Man.
I've got all this stuff on Prom and some other things, but if we're going to talk about vacation, let's talk about some vacation.
Yeah.
I found this actually this morning, that new research confirms exactly what we all hoped. Taking a vacation is great for your health. A recent study in the Journal of Applied Psychology, which Scott subscribes to,
Yeah.
You
It's
got
really,
your degree from there.
Well, of course.
found that just one trip a year can boost longevity by 20% and cut the risk of heart-related death by over 30%.
This is good.
Vacations help lower blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol, all major factors in preventing heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. Even short getaways reduce stress, depression, and fatigue. Plus, they offer a chance to catch up on sleep. Bottom line, time off is not fun. It's essential.
There you go. Take
for
your
your health.
vacation. A lot of people don't take their vacation days.
No.
You know,
You'll hear
it's-
those people, they'll brag, they'll be like, yeah, I worked here 75 years and never once took a vacation.
I know. It's like you need to take some time off.
You know what? And again, kudos and applause to Riz. Kind of changing a lot in these last, whatever it is, 14 years we've been
Oh, yeah?
doing the show. Yeah, because he used to be kind of a bragger about, like, I didn't use half of my vacation days this year.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he obviously brags about never being late, and that's a good one. That's a good one to brag on. But, yeah, he used to be
Anti-vacationer.
I don't know if it was anti-vacation or just proud of himself that he didn't vacation. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have another Disney partner on the show.
Oh, God.
He's going to come back.
I am so
count your
interested.
chickens just yet.
We need
Yeah,
to.
dude. I
It's either
guarantee
your
you.
side or our side that's going to win when he comes home.
He's going to be wearing ears back
Yes,
in
he
the
is.
studio.
He's going to have a little tattoo of Mickey now.
I
Maybe
think
it's when
he
he
will get a
covers the nipple
lightsaber.
tattoo up. What's that?
He will definitely have a lightsaber when he comes home.
Oh, yes.
Like that is, I could tell like he's like not wanting to talk about it too deeply, but that is exciting him, I think. The fact that he and his son could maybe get like matching lightsabers. is
Oh,
pretty-
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, that is a
Pretty
big
fun.
deal because I remember going to the store and my nephew, when we were at Disneyland, he wanted a lightsaber and he was like, yeah. And then I think it was like $300 or $400. He's
Right.
like,
It's expensive.
not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. We'll just look. Well, it was fun to look at.
It is expensive. He's going to enjoy it. It's just him and the boy going to Hollywood Studios. So they're going to be in Star Wars land for some time.
I think his son will get into it as well. Like, even though he's 15, he's about ready to turn 16, and he's kind of on the cusp of not caring about Disney right now.
He's a movie buff, though.
Yeah, I think he'll get into
I
it.
think his son goes and sees a lot of movies, so I think if he can put himself through the lens of his son, he might accidentally have a good time. But if he goes through the lens of Rizzuto, he's going to hate it.
I wonder how his kids do with flying. Like, my kids are fine. They've flown just enough where they're comfortable, and
Yeah.
they haven't flown too much where they know about any troubles. You know what I mean?
They don't listen to our show.
They don't
is what
listen
you're
to the
saying?
show.
That's nice.
They don't really get in anybody's way, and they haven't had any sort of gnarly things happen. I don't think we've had any bad turbulence with the kids on there,
That's
too.
great.
That's really good.
You guys afraid of turbulence?
No.
Nah.
No, I'm afraid of, I don't like when we're on the tarmac and we can't get off. Like, if they're like, okay, we're going to be here for a little while, and it's like 2 hours, and they turn the AC off, and then you're just stalled.
I don't want to be hot.
That's where I get crazy because I'm like, I can't get out of the plane. Like, if I need to get out of the plane, they're not going to let me out.
Yeah, and then they tell you stay seated.
Right.
And you're like, oh, we're here already
Oh,
2
kill me now.
hours.
Right.
You're fine with the plane shaking profusely in the air, 30,000 feet up, but if you're hot,
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I'm on. I don't know.
You with
I'm
me?
with you.
Because here's the deal. I kind of make peace with myself when taking off. Like when I'm up in the air, I'm like, hey man, and this is going to freak some people out. So I apologize if you have like flight anxiety, but I kind of make peace with myself, like knowing if we're going to go down in midair, as long as we're over land, like it's going to be fast and quick death. I don't do well over water, and I don't do well when we're just stationary on the ground. I need to be able to either quickly die or be able to get off the plane. That's like my only two options.
with a comfortable temperature.
Yeah, comfortable temperature.
Yeah.
The
all
ocean's cool, so I'm fine with the water landing.
Oh, God, no. Not cool with it, man.
It'd be
I
fun.
love that you think over water that you wouldn't be death on impact as well.
I've seen Castaway. Okay, I know how that goes.
It goes well. He comes home and his lady's moved on and his life has completely changed and he's at the crossroads at the dirt road. It's a great ending.
Well, the good news is that commercial flights, for the first time ever, that landing in New York, whenever it landed in a river, that was the first time commercial flight had ever successfully landed on water without a death.
Okay.
So it can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
He wasn't very high.
Statistics are not with you.
Well,
I had the worst turbulence I've ever had on a plane last flight.
Really, what happened?
It was just like the biggest, kind of took your stomach away type roller coaster. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, the big drops?
Everybody kind of like came up out of their seat.
That's awesome.
And I kind of like it. I know that sounds insane, but it's like, I was kind of like, wee! And because I'm with you, I'm like, if this thing goes down, it's a fireball. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to try to text a couple people, and that's it is what it is. But this is a very Riz thing to say, but I kind of get off on seeing how everyone else reacts to it.
Right, yeah. You start looking around to see who's,
Yeah,
who's
we get a
panicking,
little turbulence, and I'm like, who's going to freak out?
who's hyperventilating.
Who is about to
Trauma
freak out?
voyeurism, awesome.
Huh?
Trauma voyeurism. Just looking at others during like a moment of chaos.
I just want to see how everyone else is reacting to it. Because I'm like, man, this could be someone's first flight,
Yeah.
first turb.
I've had some really bad ones over mountains. I think it was in Europe, but it was pretty brutal where people were screaming, and that can get to you more than the turbulence.
Yeah.
The people screaming about the turbulence can get to you faster. We had a crew member who on the tour before joining our tour. He says this, and you'll have to look this up if it's even possible. He said things were so bad in one of their flights in the storm or something that the plane did a barrel roll. And he swears, I mean, half of us didn't believe him. We're like, what? And he swears up and down. There was some evasive maneuver where they barrel rolled in a passenger plane. Swears up and down.
In an Airbus?
I don't know what it was.
That's some Denzel Washington.
All I thought was,
that is.
man, if I'm in a barrel-rolled passenger plane, I'm talking about it for the rest of my life.
well,
for sure.
yeah.
I was on a flight to Denver. It was to California, but landed in Denver where the captain missed the landing. You ever have that happen?
Oh, you got to skip and go back up?
Yeah. And he banked real hard to like bring it back around. And that was kind of a trip. Like it was the most I've ever been tilted in a passenger plane, where I was like on the side that was down. And I just remember like being up against the wall and I was like on a wing seat where I was like, whoa, we're this way.
That's awesome.
And you're not quite sure why?
I couldn't imagine being upside down. Well, he said it. He came over and he's like, hey, we had a little wind pocket on the way in, and I didn't want to.
Going to make a hard right here.
We'll make a hard left. And it was just kind of like he just buzzed back around, and it was fine. The landing was fine.
This is where I'm going to go back to being a teenager, because I got to do a couple of flights as a teenager and with some friends of mine. And whenever the turbulence was real bad on this one flight, we started cheering and just had, like, we started hooting and hollering, and some lady yelled at us for being too enthusiastic.
People didn't think that was okay?
No, but it made me feel not nervous because you're just being a goofball.
Well, if you're a sweaty, panicked mess at 30,000 feet, flight attendants say, chill out. It's totally normal. Turbulence is fine. Step one, here's, I got 5 steps that flight attendants say are something that you can maybe kind of throw into your repertoire of exercises if you start panicking during turbulence. Breathe like you're a yoga master. They suggest the 4-7-8 rule. You ever heard of this?
Yeah, you breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, release it in 8.
That's exactly right.
Whoa. Okay.
Inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, exhale for 8. If you pass out, maybe go easier on the 4, 7, 8 method and bring it down a few seconds. Step 2 is distract yourself. Just watch a movie, play a game, listen to music, whatever keeps you from staring at the overhead bins like they're about to fall on your head. Step 3 is look at the flight attendants, and maybe if they're laughing about weekend plans, maybe you don't need to be clutching your armrests like you're going down with the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always comforting to see them.
If they're fine. I've seen some worried looks on flight attendants.
But I've been on a few where it's just, insane. And you look up to the front and they're sitting there like with their magazines like blah, 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 just having a great time. You're like, okay, I don't think I have to worry that.
Step 4 is pick your seat wisely. Sit over the wing or near the front if you want the smoothest ride. The back of the plane is like riding a roller coaster built by a guy who failed physics class. If you're in the back of the plane and there are other seats available, just ask to switch. And
no.
That might be able to.
No.
That might alleviate a little bit. No?
No, I'm in the very back. I go straight for the back.
Back of the class?
Yep. I want to be able to look at everybody. I need to be able to assess.
Yeah.
And then there's, usually you can get a free bottle of Jack sometimes if you're nice to this, flight attendants.
Oh, I don't do
but
that.
also the bathroom is right there.
Yeah.
Which is also a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to be able to be there.
This checks every Lern box I can think of.
Yeah,
the
man.
back is bumpier.
That's fine. I don't
Doesn't
mind.
care.
Yeah. I have to be able to look at everybody.
She wants to see the hijackers,
Yep.
be able to poop if she
Yep.
needs to go immediately, and make friends with the flight crew.
Yes.
All right. Steal
These
the
are-
alcohol.
these
And
are-
it needs to be the aisle seat. I don't do the window. I don't do
yeah.
the middle.
Oh, you do
I'm
an
on that
aisle?
one.
I didn't
Yes.
even
Gross.
try to picture you in any other seat.
I'm not putting anybody out. Let me out. Let me get up.
An aisle seat is where you got a direct line of conversation with the flight crew
Yep.
and a beeline to the bathroom.
Yes.
And if a hijacker breaks out, you're gone.
Yep.
You're immediately going out the back.
Right. Or tackling, flight or fight. Depending on my day, it could be.
She's ready to spider monkey out.
Hero or hider?
Yes.
That all, I feel like I can see the checklist in my head.
Yeah.
That totally makes
I'm
sense.
really
I'm a
annoying
back of the
to
planer
travel
too.
with.
I hate when people board, and it makes boarding take longer because everybody's trying to be in the front. Like on a Southwest flight specifically, where you don't get to pick your seat. They'll get on, and everyone stops at the very first row as we're boarding, and then you got to watch them struggle with their luggage and grab their baby diaper bag, and I'm like, just go back 4 rows. It's not going to make or break you getting off this plane. So when I just go straight to the back.
Yeah.
If I'm in A group, I just go to the back. I'm like, all I really care about is getting an aisle or a window seat. I don't want a middle seat.
People love when you just beeline it too.
Yeah.
Flight attendants and people behind you are like, yes.
Yeah.
Look at
Because
this guy.
we're just moving.
I mean, I might get an emergency row if I'm feeling fancy. But it's so annoying when people do that. So I get it. I go to the back and I'm just like, I want to chill back here. It's not that much more bumpy. Everybody, you're more likely, I think, back there to if there is an empty seat, to maybe get away with Southwest first class, which is my favorite, no middle seat. Had it last time.
Southwest first class. I like
I love it.
Step 5 is just always wear your seatbelt. Turbulence can show up out of nowhere, and nobody wants to be that guy who hits the ceiling, becomes an in-flight cautionary tale. You feel like if you weren't wearing your seatbelt, you would have lifted off your chair a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely butt left seat, you know what I mean? Where I was like, oh, that was a little.
Ooh, roller coaster.
It wasn't that bumpy. It was just a quick drop.
Those are the ones that, I like the ones where it's consistent. Whenever it's just a random, what?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I guess we're good.
It might feel crazy, but the plane's built for all this. So breathe, stay buckled, and remember, if the flight attendants are more worried about what they're binge watching tonight, you're going to be just fine.
And there's never been a commercial flight taken down by turbulence.
You know a lot about stats today.
I also,
Yeah, man.
I
Mr. Turbulence over here.
don't know how accurate this is, but I did look up the barrel roll. I'm not calling
please.
I'm not calling your friend a fibber.
Talk to me.
Maybe it felt like one. It is possible to barrel roll an Airbus, but it is not a maneuver commonly performed on commercial flights. The maneuver requires a pilot to disable part of the aircraft's autopilot system. According to Live Science, it's more likely to be seen in demonstrations or test flights than with passengers on a plane.
This
So
dude
if he
swears
did
up
it,
and down.
it didn't say
He's an
never.
intense feller. Not a guy that I would want to call on a bluff either.
It didn't say never, so it's possible. They have been performed in large aircraft such as the Boeing 737-80 and even a 747.
Dang.
Now it might. And I'm thinking about it. He's with an enormous band right now. It may have been like a private plane.
A PJ?
Maybe.
Now
I can see that a little
makes
easier.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been.
One of them little Delta planes. Those little connecting Delta planes that I hate getting on those.
What's
But I'm in a
the
Hobbit plane.
which ones? Oh, the little connectors.
Yeah, the Delta's little torpedo planes
Yeah,
that
those-
when you're going to a weird little city.
Those aren't the most comfortable things. Hey, what's the highest supposed to be today?
70. I was just looking at that.
Oh, 70 something?
Yeah, 70. Where are we at? We're going to get up to 73 today.
Well, Riz was talking about going down in Disney World. It's going to be 87, 88 or something like that where he is. And I said, don't get sunburned. Mm-hmm. And what do you know? Today I see the pro tip for heading into sunburn season. When you're drinking outdoors, apply sunscreen before you start drinking. So you're sunscreened up before you're drunk. A study at Florida Atlantic University found that you're more likely to get a sunburn when you've been drinking, and for obvious reasons. They talked to a bunch of people who'd recently been burned, and around 1 in 5 said alcohol was definitely a factor. 22% admitted that they had a few drinks. It's because you're less likely to apply sunscreen when you're tipsy, and you're more likely to misjudge how long you've been out in the sun. Potentially more likely to pass out in the sun, and then you're definitely getting sunburn. People might write something on you. You never know. A few other times that you need to remember, 11% said that they were working outside when they got sunburned, 10% were swimming, and 7% exercising. But the top time to pay attention is when you're doing more than one of those things. 43% said that they were multitasking when it happened. My stepdaughter has the most gnarly sunburns all around. It looks like goggles because every time she goes out and plays soccer and forgets to put something on, sunburn. Instant sunburn.
Yep. You're supposed to also go outside a few minutes every day without sunscreen to kind of build up the base, and that helps.
Really?
Yeah, because more of the shocker to your system whenever you're not outside at all, and then you go out and you have the all day on the river. And
I would not have thought a redhead sitting next to me
Right.
would have said something like that.
oh
at
yeah,
all
no,
the
I go out
facts today.
with no shirt, man. What's
You
that?
do?
I grew up with no shirt.
No, I go outside with no shirt
Oh.
just to get sun. I'm like, I gotta be careful. I don't want to get cancer.
I imagine it's like a Blade when the vampires are in the warehouse and the sunbeam hits you and you just immediately start smoking.
That's how I feel every time I leave work because it's always so dark in the studios. And then, like yesterday, it was so bright. And I'm like, like the minute I walk outside.
You know, I just started getting in the habit a couple years ago of wearing long sleeves. And I know people look at me like I'm a crazy person. I walk out of this building with long sleeves every day. And
Same.
dude, it's especially when I was driving a lot. When I was driving, or I was driving the van, or driving a bus or something,
Getting that left arm tan?
My left arm was cooked, dude. It looked like like one cooked hot dog and one uncooked hot dog.
I still get that.
Yep.
Even if you don't hang it out the window, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
I drive on 44 a lot for gigs, and the sun is always on the left if you're driving east. And, man, it'll cook your left forearm.
Yeah, my dad always had that where one arm was completely tan and the other one was just bright white because he had to have it out the window. But yeah, whenever I used to work on Warped Tour every summer, that's where I learned the Western shirts. They're super thin, and that's why I started wearing them back then. It's just because I didn't have to put sunscreen on the whole day, and I could.
Yeah.
Do you do a
survive.
rash guard when you go to the pool and stuff, like the
It
long sleeve
depends.
bathing suits?
But if I'm on the river or something like that all day, then yeah, because
Yeah.
it's so much easier than reapplying sunscreen the
bet.
whole time.
It is.
Those are incredible.
I was adverse to it until we did like Hawaii, and those Finns guys gave us some shirts, and I
Yeah.
was like, I'm never gonna wear
Dude,
this.
those shirts are amazing.
That thing was like the MVP of my vacation.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah, made out of water bottles too.
That's cool.
Wild, super cool. Speaking of clothes and things, do you remember your prom dress?
Of course. Yeah.
You remember what color it was?
Yeah, I remember all of them. I had 3.
Whoa.
Okay, it's like prom season. My daughter just did hers,
Yeah.
and she had a blue dress, I believe. Although it switched a few times because hers got canceled and then moved.
Bummer.
Oh, that's right.
So she went there, and then they sent them all home. And then she's like, "I gotta wear a different dress to the real one." I was
no.
like, "What?"
Oh, come
So I
on.
think she-
Why? Because everybody's seen it.
I guess so. I think I don't remember if she got a different one or not, but I think that was
Oh, that's funny.
a thought for a moment there. But I do have the colors per state.
Oh, neat.
The dress is the most popular color, and half of the country is one particular color. So I'll ask you, take me through the dresses
Okay.
and the different colors from your proms.
So whenever I was a sophomore, I went with my friend Kyle to his prom. and it was mint green.
Mint green.
Yes,
Okay.
it was beautiful with
Just
little
like your mic
rhinestones.
cover right now.
Yeah, loved it. Then I had for my prom, my junior prom, where I won prom queen. I had a hot pink dress on.
Dang.
And
That's
then
the trick.
Oh, you queened out as a junior?
oh yeah, well that's where they give prom queen during your junior year, and then you give it up your senior year
Aye.
in Columbia. And so hot pink and junior prom.
Wait, is that a standard?
I don't know. That's how it was at my prom.
I
Not
never knew that.
I thought it was always seniors as well.
At my school, a lot of seniors had another senior year, so they'd always do a thing.
They always had the prom queen come back,
Oh, well, how's
or the homecoming queen too.
I think that was a way for them to work around it because maybe graduates didn't want to come back.
Yeah,
I had to
yeah,
escort-
that seems smart.
My ex-girlfriend, because she was a year older than me, she got prom queen, or she got homecoming queen her senior year. We broke up over the summer, and then I was the captain of the football team the following year. And I had to, and I was king of homecoming court, so I had to escort the retiring queen.
Oh boy.
She was not happy, dude.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Awkward.
It was awkward.
And then my senior prom, I had a white dress.
Oh, wow.
So mint green, hot pink, and white.
White dress. That's not
All
that's,
strapless.
That's not like a faux pas in some way. It's
Yeah,
not
we
like
did.
a wet.
You
No, I
didn't
think
tell us.
I don't know anything.
I think white prom dresses were pretty, especially like back in the 70s. I think like a lot of women wore white.
They didn't have color invented.
How long?
Right. Okay, so the
Were
first
these like ankle gowns?
Oh yeah, like nowadays, and I got upset because I go to, like my sister went to prom, 10 years ago or whatever.
They're dressed like little hookers.
Well, they're dressed like they're
so sick of these
little.
girls.
They're little dresses, and your prom was you get this big extra. You could have a train, Anyway, so like
Excuse
Well, they're gonna
me,
have a
what?
train, all right.
the mint green dress was like tight and long with a train, and then the pink dress was fitted at the top, corset, and then had like kind of a medium
Yeah.
tulle, and then the white dress I had was very tight at top and then massive. It was huge. Like
Dang,
couldn't
looked like
even-
a wedding gown.
Looked like a wedding gown. I got married to myself. Went stag that year. Had adorable green Sketcher tennis shoes on underneath. So pull the
Nice.
father of the bride moment.
The only thing I remember is all the girls at the table that I was sitting at. When some gal walked in red, they all went, "Look at her wearing red. What a slutty color.
Yeah.
Who would wear
What a
that?"
hoe.
We're jealous we didn't
Lern
think
is
of
her
it.
grandma right now in 1999.
I am.
Why aren't you wearing a poodle dress with hoops inside it?
You hussy. Yes.
Well, for dresses, the most popular color in half of the country this year is what?
Blue.
It is blue.
Yeah.
It is
Really?
blue. Including California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Tennessee. Black dresses are popular in 4 states. Red dresses, all the sluts.
Yeah.
You know what? As an Aries, I don't like this because my color. If you're an Aries, your power color is red, and so
Well, Aries are sluts.
we all. Well, yeah, I guess so.
It's a well-known
It
fact.
was amazing because
Look it
up.
there was only one gal that wore red, and I mean every gal at this table just went. Nah. Red dresses are number 1 in 4 states, and a few others prefer green, gray, pink, or yellow. So it's kind of everywhere now.
Gray, interesting.
Gray,
I
yeah.
bet that's pretty.
Gray.
I love, like, I was at the West County Mall on Saturday, walking around with my mom, and I love going into the dress sections of Macy's, and like sometimes, as a 40-year-old married woman, I will go and try on some of the dresses because you have no other reason to wear such gorgeous, ridiculous dresses, and I just want to kind of see what I would look like in them.
Yeah, is there like a prom dress resale shop? Because I swear
There is actually, yeah,
bet
there's some
there
of those
is.
around.
Oh, okay. Because that would, I mean,
That would make a lot of sense, right?
wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I would hope that people are recycling their dresses, like not just throwing them out. Like
I think most of
donating
them,
them or
sits in a closet for 800 years, and
Forever.
then your kids will finally
Right.
clean it out and be like, "What is this thing? It's all eaten." Gross.
For suits, black, gray, silver, and white are the top picks in almost half the country. There are a lot of popular colors. Navy blue is number 1 in 7 states. Light blue is the most popular in 6 states. Red suits is number 1 in 6 states.
so the guys can be hoes.
Total.
girls-
Oh,
Now, hold on.
Purple suits are
It
preferred.
ain't the
in-
guys calling the girls hoes in the red
No,
dress.
I was
by the
going,
way.
what?
No, I
It
know.
looks
I'm
pretty
saying
good
that
to
it
me.
should be equal across the board. If you're wearing red,
Oh.
you're a slut.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the
Put
guys
me
aren't
in it.
calling anybody anything. I just sat there and went, yeah, I'm not looking at her.
Yeah, when your friend
yeah, yeah.
She doesn't look.
when your friend
drop-dead
shows up in a
gorgeous.
red tux, you're not like, look at this slut. Look at Tommy, this little slut showing up in his red tuxedo.
I saw one of my buddies, his son is having his senior prom this year, and he had the cutest suit on. He had he just looked so cool. He had like a vintage suit on from the 60s.
These kids do look cooler than we did.
Just
we looked
darling.
like slobs, man.
Yes, we did.
We were going to that place in the mall in Northwest Plaza, renting something, and it
all looked the same.
They acted like they tailored it. They gave me some big boys pants, all
like voluptuous shirts,
like what? Yeah, wide leg. Like, what am I doing? Hell, guys, I'm 5'6" over here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I'm trying to look like I belong in high school, and you idiots are putting me in like dad's suit.
It didn't look good back in the day.
Do you remember JW's
No,
in the mall?
I don't.
It was like the black church store.
I don't remember.
A lot of
Northwest Plaza.
cool,
Had it, right?
like
Maybe.
There was that beautiful
very club, and there was one in Carbondale, and me and my best friend got our homecoming in like sweetheart suits from there.
Dude,
What
that's
We had
color
like
was
it was
yours
like
too?
olive green, but it had like a metallic shine to it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then we had like a purple one, and I remember like staying all night at his house, and his mom made us go to church the day, and she's like, "You guys got to dress up for church." I can't remember if it was like Easter, and all
you
we
have
had
a-
were those suits,
Dude, that's
and we showed up
awesome.
at Easter, dude, dressed like pimps, but just like looking.
pimp and
Everybody,
a crossing guard.
dude, we looked so. And it was like the kind we had silk shirts underneath.
Yeah.
So like we showed up for church in silk shirts and a chain. We looked like the Mutabi brothers.
That's amazing.
I don't know what that is.
What's that movie called? With Doug and Steve Mutabi? Night at the Roxbury.
Yes.
Oh,
I've never seen
gosh,
that.
yeah. Good look.
Yeah.
See, that's cool.
A Methodist church.
I love when dudes go out of their way to be like the Dumb and Dumber tuxes. You know, a lot of people did that.
That's
like
fine. It's
the
still
orange.
going.
Yeah,
It's still going.
I love that, and
Me
I love
too.
whenever, I've been thinking about getting like a bright colored suit for a while. Like Donna Karen, has this gorgeous neon yellow suit right now. It's very expensive and it can be tailored to you. I love seeing a woman in a suit, not whatever prom or anywhere. But yeah, I've been thinking about that because nothing like a bright, cool suit on anyone.
You talking about like a skirt, like a suit with a skirt,
No, I'm talking about
like a
pantsuit.
like for a gal. Like, hi,
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah.
executive.
Yeah, I love that.
With the
the
big
androgyny of it.
shoulder pad thing.
Where are you gonna wear that?
Sure, I could David Byrne out. I have an event coming up that I like a corporate event I have to host.
Oh, sweet.
And so I'm like,
Well, done deal.
And I've always worn a dress for it. I think I'm going to get a suit this year.
I think it's
Walk
hot.
in. It is
I
hot.
love
Yeah,
a,
dude,
wo-
those
a
suits
woman
are-
in a power suit is hot.
If it's cut right.
Right. It
Yeah.
has to be
Oh,
it can
tailored
look
to her.
hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna say one little move and you're in 1988 and it's not the look right.
Yeah, but
Right.
you don't want to be Paula Poundstone and have like the giant shoulder pads, put your sleeves pushed up with
Right.
a giant red
But
tie.
I'll tell you what, man, shoulder pads sometimes look
As long as they're not
cool
too
as
big.
hell. Yeah.
I'm with you. I like it. You know what else I like? And I
What?
know it makes me a piece of. I like a pencil skirt
Oh, yeah.
and a white dress shirt tucked in on a
Say
woman.
less.
I'm like, God, that's sexy as hell. I don't know why.
It's the Uma Thurman.
Well, I was thinking about. I mean, obviously, when my daughter went to both proms this year, all I was thinking about was these kids being on the road, and I was like, "Hey, man, you got to text me when you're when you get there. Text me when you get back because you're putting a whole bunch of high schoolers and Gen Zers and everything on the roads at the same time when all the bars are closing and all that kind of crap." So, if you had to guess which generation has the worst drivers, what would you guys say?
Ooh.
All the generations that are here
decline,
right now.
do you think, is it throughout history or do they currently?
I'm gonna say alpha because they're like 5.
Well, they're not driving yet.
It's a good call. Actually, it wins.
Alpha's probably the worst. But from the boomers to the Zers, who do you guys think rank themselves as the worst drivers?
Well, I'd say if they're ranking themselves.
I know boomers aren't throwing
No.
themselves under the bus.
Definitely not.
No.
I would say, you said Gen Z.
Gen Z.
I'm going to say Gen Z. I've been seeing a lot of young people in the headlines lately, unfortunately, in fatality crashes, in St. Louis. And so I'm going to say Gen Z, unfortunately.
A new survey asked that question, and 30% of Gen Zers believe that their generation drives more safely than others. That was the lowest percentage of any group.
Okay.
So they're at least they're honest about it. So 70% of Gen Zers do not consider their generation the safest drivers.
Got it.
43% of millennials think that their generation is the safest. 60% of Gen Xers think they're the safest. And 63% of baby boomers
Yeah.
Yep.
think they're the best.
That's how that works.
Gen Zers admit that they struggle with distractions. 54% say that they eat while they're driving. 32% say that they have driven while tired. 15% say that they have had an argument while driving. And 13% admit that they've driven with a pet on their lap. All of those percentages were the highest of any generation. So again, maybe they're the most dangerous. Maybe they're the most honest about it. I was kind of going down this Gen X versus Gen Z sort of rabbit hole, and I came across a few other things. One is nearly 2 in 3 Americans, that's 64%, are more scared of running out of money these days than dying. A new study found that they surveyed 1,000 U.S. workers aged 25 plus, and they found the majority of millennials and Gen Xers and baby boomers harbor fears about dwindling savings, namely when they stop working. Gen Xers, for whom retirement is fast approaching, were most concerned, with 70% saying that they have a greater fear of financial instability later in life than death.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
66% of millennials say that they fear running out of money more than death.
Well, yeah.
Boomers, who are more often financially secure due to retirement benefits and accumulated wealth, they still have 61% saying that they fear financial ruin more than the end of life. I knew somebody at the end of his life, and he, at the time, was not afraid of death. And when 2008 and that whole thing happened, and like everybody lost a lot of stuff.
Crashed, yeah.
That I'd never seen that dude affected by anything until that.
Whoa.
And he was so devastated.
Yeah.
So devastated. Like that was a much bigger deal than his declining health. It was kind of wild.
Well, at least
Doesn't
through
go
death,
with
you're
you.
free, and you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't think you need money in the afterlife. And
You just need them 2 pennies on your eyes.
that's right.
That's all.
So I understand that.
Everybody knows that.
So I looked it up. Among Gen Z, individuals born between 97 and 2012, what are the top 10 fears
Oh, man.
between people born in 97 and 2012?
Sharks.
Ooh, I know.
Is it climate change?
Literally, number 1 is financial insecurity, and number 2 is climate change.
Oh, I thought it was going to be their TikTok didn't go viral.
No, I thought this was pretty interesting, and we'll get to that because that's on the list.
Interesting.
Not about TikTok virality,
darn it.
but
I mean,
about
I
social media
understand.
pressure.
I've seen it go around a few times, but there's always like a meme of like, I'm giving you $5,000. It's 1981. What are you buying? And people are like, Apple stock. But there's always somebody that's like, a 3-bedroom house in Pasadena, California. Like, the boomers are always like, why can't you go out there and get it? I'm like, you bought your house for like $9. They're like $1 million for a shack now.
Yeah, it's hard.
When you buy a
Like, it
brand new
is-
car for $3,000 and
Yeah, it's, and I know there was inflation and stuff like that, but it's an insane amount.
It's interesting that you say
Whoa.
that. Oh, we had a little
power's
power
going
surge there.
all right.
Oh, sorry about that. I said something bad about the boomers.
And they control the electricity.
The lights started to flicker. Guess we know who's in charge.
No, it's interesting you say that because I saw another study. I'll have to find that one about what younger folks are considering essential bills, basically, and they're taking much more. They're prioritizing mental health a lot more than we did
Absolutely.
or what our parents did. But they also consider like gym memberships and streaming
awesome.
services and those kind of things much more high priorities. So they're willing to live like less, shall we say, rich lives with more of those types of essentials that maybe we would think would be more discretionary. Pretty interesting. But back to the top 10 fears. Number 2 is climate change. Number 3 was mental health challenges. Number 4 was perfectionism and a fear of failure. By the way, this is all before death. Number 5 is job market uncertainty. Number 6 is distrust in government and institutions. Number 7 is social media pressure.
Wow.
Oh.
Number 8 is delayed milestones. Gen Z is taking longer to reach traditional adulthood milestones such as full-time employment, marriage, parenthood, leading to concerns about falling behind in life. Number 8 is safety and crime, and number 10 is political polarization. Death was down by the 20s.
Well, again, I mean,
Great.
I stand by it. Like, I think I was having this thought because I worry about death often, and it's not really death as much as the dying part, right? So I don't want to have to suffer. I don't want it to be quick. Like, nobody wants to actually go through the dying. Death is kind of interesting because a lot of us have faith. Some of us are confused. People don't know. Nobody actually knows really what happens when you die. We all have our theories and our faith-based ideas and scientific things that people have thought is real. Like, but we really don't know. And so the death shouldn't scare you as much as make you curious, but the dying part is the part that sucks, right? Like how you're actually going to go. So I don't know. I can understand like why climate change would be more up on the list rather than just the actual event of death, because that is suffering. That is like, oh my God, I don't want to watch my town get washed away or a tornado take me out or, you know, all the animals die. It makes sense.
These lists sure have changed. Back in the day, it was
Yeah, they're sleeping on sharks.
spiders. Yeah.
First of
But
all,
quicksand.
Back in the
that
day,
was
it
a
was
big deal.
quicksand, spiders, sharks, death.
That was number one.
y'all sleeping on sharks, dude. You've been watching too much Shark Week, starting
Shark
to
Week
empathize
is-
with these murderers.
That's right. Massaged into us like, hey, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get in the water then. Get in the water while you're thinking about buying a house a little later in life.
Yeah. Get your priorities
That's when a
straight,
bull
kid.
shark will take your left leg.
Well, hey, if you're looking for a job, check this out. This gal, Rebecca McBride, a 26-year-old dog lover from Northern Ireland, turned her passion for pups into a booming business. She earns $400 a day chaperoning dogs at weddings. After leaving her PhD program in biology in 2023, this gal launched a unique service to help couples include their furry friends in their big day stress-free. Her job is to pick up the couple's dog, take him for a walk, keep the dog comfortable throughout the ceremony and the reception. She's on hand to make sure dogs don't steal the cake, get lost in the crowd, or get too overwhelmed. She even helps pups pose for wedding photos, armed with treats, squeaky toys, and a calm attitude. Her services in extremely high demand. Her bookings scheduled through the end of 2025.
Wow.
She offers overnight stays, will bring the dogs back for a checkout, and even has a request to chaperone cats and a bearded dragon.
That's awesome.
What?
She says that helping dogs deliver rings down the aisle or surprise the groom has led to some of the most touching moments she's ever witnessed, and her packages start at $265. Her days are long and busy, but she loves helping couples make their weddings extra special by including their pets. Her business has even gone viral on social media. Here I am thinking, $265? What are you doing? You could triple that, right? I mean, it's weddings. People are throwing money at everybody for everything.
Right.
And if you float this idea about getting Sparky in on the ring ceremony, I bet you they would shell out a lot more.
Well, I bet she has upcharges because maybe they want it to have, like a boy dog to look like he's in a little tuxedo collar or something. She probably has upcharges. She does.
The last wedding I went to, a good friend of ours, we all know her. They had the dog involved, and it was awesome. It was like, oh, that's really clever and very cool, and it was obviously a well-behaved dog.
Yeah.
You know, he was in a wagon at one point or something. But then you start thinking, oh yeah, what's this dog been doing all day, and where's it going now? Somebody has to handle the dog. It's probably put on a family member or something, right? The cousin that wanted to be an usher, but you didn't really want the cousin in the wedding?
Right.
Well, he wanted to be in the wedding, so he made him an usher at first. So then he was like, oh, really? And then it's like, you want to watch the dog? Heck yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is a great business.
That is a great
business.
entrepreneurship right there.
Yeah, do that.
That is, terrific idea.
Speaking of terrific ideas, if you are looking for the highest paid college majors, maybe you got a kid going to college, or maybe you are thinking about going back to college or something. If you're aiming for a college major that leads to a lucrative career, I have the data highlights that show the top paying college majors. What do you guys think they are?
Surgeons,
No.
IT, or like coding.
Theater.
I don't think you guys are going to get any of these.
Engineering.
No, it's got to be, engineering's solid.
Veterinarian.
The word engineering is pretty much in every single one of these.
Yeah.
I'll
I
say-
would say
Computer.
electrical engineering.
Computer. Number 5 is mathematics and computer science. So mid-career median salary of about $146,000. Number 4 is actuarial science. Professionals in this field have a mid-career median salary of $186,000. Number 3, electrical engineering and computer science. Graduates earn a mid-career median salary of $192,000. Number 2 is operations research and industrial engineering. That career median salary is $202,000, and number one is petroleum engineering. That leads the list with a mid-career median salary of $210,000.
That is great.
The key takeaways here are STEM dominant, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Those majors consistently rank at the top for earning potential. Early career expectation versus reality. A lot of graduates, I know my kids think that they're going to get out of college and have a $100,000 salary right away.
Well, yeah, that's how it works.
The average starting salary is approximately $68,000, which is below the expected $101,000. Impact of student loan policies. Changes in student loan forgiveness programs have influenced graduates' career choices, with some opting for lower paying but more personally fulfilling roles. And public versus private institutions. Graduates from public universities often find that their degrees do offer a positive return on investment, especially when annual earnings exceed $50,000 within the first decade post-graduation. So that's a big thing. I got a kiddo right now that's trying to possibly skip her senior year and go straight into college. And I don't know if that's a good idea.
Why not?
I don't know. Is she trying to grow up too fast or something? I don't really know.
Don't be afraid to get in the trades, man. That was the big lie that our generation got sold.
Yep.
Like, I'm hearing those salaries, and I'm willing to bet that if you talk to somebody that's gotten the trades young, got an apprenticeship, worked hard, they're probably making more money than that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got a couple buddies that are welders that make such incredible money, and we talked about it. Riz found the story just a couple years ago, and I still haven't shaken it. That we had like 400,000 welders retiring across the nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's
leaving those spots open.
Then, because those things, also, if you love travel, welding is one of those opportunities that'll allow you to go anywhere on the planet all the time, and you get paid nonstop, like from morning till night. You'll be paid around the clock. You get to stay in nice hotels, all paid for, and
Good
you make
unions,
insane
too.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, plus, if you're like me, Instagram, social media, whatever, keeps feeding me these welding videos. Have you guys seen those? Like, you can make these. There's guys out there that are literally just welding for Instagram.
Oh, they're artists. Some of them are.
Yeah, they're artists.
So smooth.
It's pretty wild. And you just sit there staring at it and you go, what am I doing? I just watched 15 minutes of welding videos.
Yeah, that was the cool whenever I worked for that chemical company, I was in charge of the fire safety inside tanks. I don't know why they allowed me in there. But anyways, there would be a guy welding, and that guy flew in. They'd fly him in all the time, and that's all he did. He would fly places to repair stuff. He was an expert in it. And the money he was making was absurd. Because I was the low guy, and I was making $400 a day. And that was, it was crazy good for me. And I'm like, wow, this is early 20s. You're like, yeah, I like this.
We had a family friend that did underwater welding. Talk
that's cool.
about a specialty.
Which is
man.
the joke.
Yeah, like Hoover Dam or
Underwater
somebody.
basket weaving. You're going to major in underwater basket weaving? And then he's like, yeah, kind of.
This guy made so much
Underwater
money.
welding, which sounds fake, but...
This dude made so much money. Getting scuba gear and everything, and then he just dives down, 60 feet or whatever the heck it is, and he's welding on these dams and doing different things. He said it's a freaky job sometimes, because sometimes he's in the pitch black.
Sharks.
And he'll be like, there's like huge fish staring at me. He said he would feel him kind of staring at him and kind of turn around. Every once in a while see a big old grouper or something like that, because he's fixing docks, he's fixing piers, he's fixing so many different things. But yeah, you're right. He got to travel, was flying all over the place.
It's great. And also, if you do want to make a ton of money and maybe you don't want to go to college, reach out to my buddy at Redbird HVAC. They're looking for employment, and they pay really, really good.
Yeah, man. It became like a weird... We grew up in a weird time where they kind of shamed the trades and sold us all this bill of goods that, like, in order to move up a class, from middle class to upper or poor to middle, you had to go to college, and you had to get... It was college. They didn't even have a specific... It was just college became the catch-all. You got to go to college, and then you get in this crippling... A lot of poor kids got into crippling debt, which is the biggest scam on earth. Like, you're 18 years old, you're not responsible enough that you can go buy a six-pack of Busch Light. We don't trust you with that, but here's $100,000 in debt.
Yeah, they don't give you a loan for a house at that age either,
No.
right? Yeah.
Here's $100,000 in debt, so you'll be an obedient worker for the rest of your life. And it's kind of crazy. Like Kurt Vonnegut had a quote about like, America is a weird nation. I think it's like America's the wealthiest nation on earth, but its people are poor, and we're the only culture where it's like a disgrace to be poor. It's like every nation has every other nation has folk traditions of men who were poor but extremely wise and virtuous, and therefore more esteemable than people with power and gold. No such tales are told by the American poor. They mock themselves and glorify their better. If you're so smart, why ain't you rich? There will also be an American flag no larger than a child's hand glued to a lollipop stick flying from the cash register of the person saying it. And I'm like, man, that is kind of what our generation hit, like that, like, you know, the self-loathing of like, my grandpa was a bricklayer. He had a lot of money by the time he worked himself hard. But it's like we kind of grew up in that weird. I just wonder if kids today are like going to shift back towards, because I feel like, dude, I mean, you guys all have homes. I don't. But like I've heard the stories in here of like how long it took you to get a tree taken down.
Yeah.
How long it took you to get a deck built.
And the money those guys
How
made
long
from
it
that
took-
tree.
Yeah. Look how long it took for Riz to get he had to wait 6 months to get his bathroom redone, because there's a shortage in the trades, and those people make good money, man. And it's a supply and demand thing, obviously. But
Is it our parents' fault that they?
I think they pushed it on us because of that was the reason I wanted to say that Kurt Vonnegut thing. I think that is a thing. Like, I think that
Generation squabbling is fun, by the way.
well, no, and I'm not blaming them. I think they were made to feel less than.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
They're blaming us for all sorts of things.
I get it, but I honestly think that my grandfather was made to feel less than, you know, like being a banker was the only.
Yeah, that was like the nice. But I also think like my dad, he, you know, was working outside all the time, heat, rain, whatever it was, snow. And I think his big goal was like, man, I want you to have a job that is comfortable, that pays a lot, that's
Right.
nice. So that's why I think he was pushing more for that kind of thing.
Like a
'cause-
white collar instead of blue
Yeah.
collar. Yeah, I think so, because the economy in the 80s, right, was better than it had ever been.
Right, that was like the boom of the yuppies and the white collar.
And so that kind of, like when my dad got out of the Vietnam War, instead of going to school, he went to the coal mines. He was a blue collar guy, never went to college. Really, he tried and it just wasn't for him. And then whenever I was coming up, he was like, because I said, well, I'll go into the military. And he was like, no, you will not.
Right.
And then he said, you're going to college. And that was like his last thing that he ever wanted to do in his life, was make sure that I got my school paid for through the Army. And anyway, yeah, he was very much like Scott's saying, like, be comfortable, get an education, go make that money, girl. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah, because the middle class was fat and booming.
yeah.
And doing well.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the difference between the 80s and now is like CEOs back then were making 3 to 10 times their average employee, and now it's 3,000 something times.
It's crazy.
Well,
Oh,
and
I need to be a CEO.
yeah, it's insane.
Right?
But I also think there was a pervading, especially in small towns and probably small cities and suburbs, like there's two ways out of this town, kid. College and a Greyhound bus bound for boot camp.
Yeah, dude.
And that was kind of your options.
100%.
I do have a whole list of what boomers are shocked by. The most common skills that Gen Zers don't know.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. How to read a map and figure out directions without GPS. I have this conversation with my kids all the time, and I'm trying to like find the balance of they're probably never going to live in a world where they don't have that. And of course, I said the most boomery dumb thing the other day, and my son just laughed and stopped the argument, and he won by just letting me have this stupid comment. I go, what if a solar flare just takes all the satellites?
boy.
I said that.
Here goes
Yep.
Dad again.
Because I was like, dude,
Huh?
if you don't know your east from your west, like, what are you doing?
Right.
And I didn't have any better example other than what if the satellites go down and you have no GPS? And he just looked at me like, come on, man.
That's not going to happen.
Like,
to
what's the
me.
likelihood of that? And where am I going to be so lost where if that happens, I'm not able to find myself
Right.
another way to get somewhere? So that I felt like an idiot on
Yeah,
that
because I think in our mind, that happens. We have to go out to the wilderness somewhere.
one. Right. Like it's only going to happen when I'm lost in the woods.
Yes, I don't know.
What are some other ones you guys think?
Changing a tire.
Changing a tire. Not on this list.
All right. Well, that's good.
How about
What is the actual name of the list?
The list is common skills that boomers are shocked the Gen Zers don't know.
I'll tell you
number
sawing boards? Or measuring.
Number 2 is how to address a piece of mail. Number 3 is how to unclog a toilet. Number 4 is how to tell time on a clock with hands. Number 5 is how to count correct change. Number 6 is how to type on an actual keyboard. Number 7 is how to mend clothes or sew on buttons. And that's
a huge one.
Yeah, my kids are good with that. They know what they're doing. Number 8 is how to cook. Dude, our 11-year-old is cooking himself breakfast every single morning.
I love that.
Number 9 is how to do basic handyman skills, like replacing an outlet or changing a light fixture, installing a shelf on the wall. Number 10 is how to write a check. I know Lern is teaching everybody about that.
Yes.
You're a big proponent. Number 11 is how to use a manual can opener. Okay. Number 12 is how to write in cursive. That's dead. That's gone. That's gone forever.
But bring it back because you can have secret language forever.
Number 13 is how to drive stick shift. Both of my teenagers drive stick shift. Number 14 is how to read Roman numerals.
Yeah, that's hard.
I
don't do well with that either. Like the Super Bowl can suck it because
Super Bowl X9 172.
Dude, I'm so sick of it.
Oh, 74?
I can go up to like 20 or whatever, but after that, it's a freaking nightmare.
I can do however many Rocky movies there
are we living in? Like, and I think Roman numerals are cool. Like, I wish.
What year? It's like M's. You start with M's, right?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not of the Roman Empire or whatever. Like, I don't. Put the number. Just put the stupid number.
I.
No.
IV, V. Those are the Rocky movies.
IV is 4.
Right.
V is 5.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then VI.
Oh my.
6. And
X.
I can give maybe the X, and I'm done.
That's 10, right? Okay, we're okay.
What's 20?
XX.
Anybody here tell me what 20 is?
I think it's XX.
You guys are good.
Okay.
You guys
Look
are
at
pretty
us.
smart.
What's 34?
X3?
Triple
Or
X.
XII?
That would be 13.
I'm sorry, what did you say? 30?
34.
Is that like IX 4 eyes? What?
X,
know.
X,
I think
X,
it's-
I,
Hey,
V.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it's 10,
All right.
10, 10, and, and then
okay.
the 4.
So it might be easier than our number system.
But then is 40 something like you do the 50 with the L and then you subtract, so it's like 46. Let's say it's see, I don't know.
So if you do L minus
you get it.
XIII, what do you get?
Sucks.
You get into some of them that really do suck. All right, let's do some random facts, and then we have a big concert announcement that's just about to happen, which we will have tickets to give away later. Riz is not here today, so we're just going to kind of be loose and fun, and maybe we'll go off the rails a little bit. That's okay with me if that's okay with you guys. The 5 random facts for Tuesday to kick this off. The bankrupt TGI Fridays only has 85 restaurants left in the United States right now. There were 600 locations at its peak in 2008. The place where people disappear the most in the U.S. is called the Alaska Triangle, which is mostly wilderness. Since 1988, so not that long ago, since 1988, more than 16,000 people have disappeared in that area.
Dang.
After college, Ed O'Neill was signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was
that.
cut during training camp. I did not know that.
Yep.
It's a good interview about that.
The U.S. only, what position was he?
I think he was like an interior lineman. I could be wrong.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, I just saw that on the socials the other day.
The U.S. only drinks the 24th most coffee per capita in the world. People in Finland drink 3 times more coffee than Americans. And more than half of the mushrooms in the U.S. come from one county, in Pennsylvania.
That's neat.
One county in Pennsylvania is responsible for more than half of the mushrooms in all of the U.S. Okay, let's get this going. Let's see. Whoops. Hang on. I've got to get the horns.
Oh, yes, bring them in.
I've got to get the horns. Here's your concert announcement. 105.7 The Point welcomes Hailstorm and Lindsey Sterling
Right on, ladies.
with special guest Apocalyptica.
Oh, that's
Hey.
Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. This is going to happen September 23rd. Tickets will go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. But we have a pair of tickets to give away today. We're going to play Fake News or Florida for Hailstorm tickets later. Hailstorm, Lindsey Sterling, special guest Apocalyptica, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, Tuesday, September 23rd. Tickets on sale this Friday.
That's awesome. You know, Lizzie Hale is, I think she's the only female who is performing at Ozzy Osbourne's farewell show in Birmingham.
Really?
Oh.
Yes. Isn't that cool? I mean, I wish there were
her.
more. I wish like Lita Ford would come out because she and Ozzy did that duet back in the day. And I don't know if there will be more women, but she was interviewed recently and talking about what an honor it is for her to be on stage. And
I saw a couple. I'm sure you saw this too. I saw a couple interviews about people that were worried. About Ozzy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are coming out saying like, I don't know how this is going to go. Almost like tampering expectations.
Well, and I hope we do. We don't need to have high expectations that he's going to get out there and be moving around and stuff. He's going to be seated, I would imagine, and he's only going to perform a couple of songs. But man, the tribute of people that are coming forward, and it is going to be streaming on YouTube. I'm so excited for that show. Like, can't wait to watch the whole damn thing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Let's do this. All right, your Team Riz member of the day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizzuto Show, and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990 is Sherry Goldsmith.
Yes, Sherry!
From St. Louis, Missouri, Sherry is a daily Riz Show listener, has converted many of her family and friends into Riz evangelists who also tune into the show. She loves the chemistry between the show members and how it feels like we're just catching up with a large group of friends. Sherry is excited to be a member of Team Riz and looks forward to wearing her Team Riz jersey with pride and honor. You can sign up just like Sherry did at 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, the time is 7:05, Tuesday, April 29th. Here is Lern with your traffic and weather.
And it's brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need some extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We have an accident eastbound 70 at Hanley Road. The left lane is closed. Left shoulder is closed as well. Also, Highway 364 eastbound, there's an accident just past Maryland Heights Expressway. The left lane is closed as well as the shoulder, so give them plenty of room. Your weather today, rain this morning, then it's going to be essentially cloudy for the rest of the day. Thunderstorms happening for the next couple of days. High of 73, low of 56. Currently 71. And your point weather brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
All right, Lauren, what do you got?
New Incubus news. Happy birthday to Willie, the funniest SNL female alum. And in your opinion, and I want you guys to think about this during the commercial break, what is the best movie to ever be made? Because I have an iconic person who tells what his opinion of this is, and I want to see if any of you in here guess the same movie, and I also want to hear from everybody listening.
Wow.
So text us, get on our YouTube chat.
The best movie ever made.
Ever made, in your opinion. And it doesn't have to be like your favorite movie, but in your opinion, it was done to perfection.
Okay. All that after the break.
Yeah, I gotta say once again, thanks to Herb Equipment for bringing some toys up here to Riz Farm. And, we gotta do some mulching. So Mike and Chad here brought a tractor with them. And check this out. It says Captain Riz on the side. All right, so we're going to use this to get the mulch from and it's going to go into the trailer. So I don't know how to use this thing. So who's going to show me how to operate this fine piece?
Flooring is where you need to get your floors from. I get it. It's a big deal. If you think about, okay, first of all, investment, like new floors, holy crow. Then you think about efficiency and time and all the things going on in your life. And you're like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to take? And you want to make sure you're getting a good bargain. You want to make sure it's done professionally, efficiently, getting all your questions answered. A great product, right? Well, that's Michael's Flooring. They've been around for 3 decades in St. Louis. And word of mouth is everything, right? You talk to your friends and family about who they went with. Ask around. Michael's Flooring comes up. All right, now you know. Go to the 3 locations, St. Peter's, Darty, and Prairie, down here, down Olive from the radio station. You can go to igotfloor.com, see their inventory of flooring options. They have everything from carpet to hardwoods to tile, and they will work with you, okay? They want to make sure you got a budget, let's meet it. You have a timeline, let's talk about it. Get your questions answered. And again, if you see Mike Reynolds walking around with his cool ponytail, he's been on Fox 2 a lot lately, which I love. Tell him Lern says what's up. Say you hear about him on the Riz Show all the time. Just let him know. Michael's Flooring, igotfloored.com.
I'm a fan, I'm a freaking nerd, I'm a big fan. St. Louis City has my heart, and Together Credit Union has made it so very easy for me. Not only have they dressed me well with this lovely scarf, but they gave me access to the St. Louis City SC Visa card. The credit and the debit card exclusive to Together Credit Union members, but it's gotten me 10% off food and bev in the stadium at the home opener. It got me 10% off at the team store, which is beautiful, by the way. And you know how Riz and I are super cheap with our time. We don't like to stop or wait in lines because we're prissy, we're crybabies, whatever. I got express entry because of this little card right here, so you can get it too at Together Credit Union. I love them. Go City! All for City!
Hi from the outside, I mustered called 1,000 times to say I'm sorry for all things that you've done. I tried to call you, but you were not home. No, you weren't home.
Yeah, I gotta say once again, thanks to Herb Equipment for bringing some toys up here to Riz Farm. And, you know, we gotta do some mulching. So Mike and Chad here brought a tractor with them. And check this out. It says Captain Riz on the side. All right, so we're going to use this to get the mulch from yeah, and it's going to go into the trailer yeah. So I don't.
But Underdog is the place to make your entries even more exciting with the brand new extender program. So here's how it works. You start your playoff series by using your Game 1 boost, and with each game, your boosts keep growing as the series continues. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. It's that simple. Underdog is one of the fastest growing sports game apps in the country, and you can play right here in Missouri or Illinois. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog, and with over 100,000 five-star reviews, the app speaks for itself. So here's how it works. Download the app, pick a player, decide if they'll go higher or lower on stats like points, assists, and more. It's really simple, and you can start playing with as little as $1, and if your entry is perfect, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So imagine turning $1 into $1,000 just with your basketball knowledge. Underdog is easy, it's fun, and it makes watching games even better. Download the Underdog app now, sign up with promo code RIZ to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 and older, 19 and older in Alabama and Nebraska, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
By the one and the only Brent Smith of Shinedown.
I forgot how that song goes. All I heard was ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what are the actual words?
I don't think anybody actually knows.
Is that Girls?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
There we go. That is some 80s.
You know what? We
That
got
is
to bring it back
hardcore.
for the weekends,
Okay.
right? The holiday weekends. So we got Brent Smith, Shinedown. It's a Point Big summer show. Couldn't be more excited to have you guys, Jelly Roll, back in St. Louis.
Yep. And John Harvey for the first time.
And Don Harvey. It's going to be insane. So this is the Planet Zero World Tour.
It
and,
is.
You know, I'm not supposed to play favorites, but I'm a little obsessed with the album.
Cool.
A little obsessed with it. Now, what I think makes this album so interesting and so cool is that every few songs, there's a Siri type AI
Siren.
voice. Siren. Okay,
name.
can you tell me a little bit about Siren?
I can tell you how it was born, the dynamic of this album, because our last record was Attention, which was a story album and was always meant to be conceptual. We did not set out to make a conceptual piece again with Planet Zero. It just kind of fell into place. But, you know, we wrote this album in the midst of a...
To the Riz Show on The Point.
Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. You can always get a hold of us, 314-624-3833. That's 314-NA-DUDE. Or the Coleman's Campers text line at 314-649-DUMB. Text us. You can email us, rizshow@1057thepoint.com. We will get to some emails later. I know we're kind of backing up on some of those. And you can watch us on the live studio cams, the Mick Ultra studio cams on the Point's YouTube channel. It is April 29th. Back in the day, 80 years ago, 1945, Adolf Hitler married saucy Eva Braun in his bunker, and then he committed suicide the next day. The
He didn't
lesson
like
is,
marriage?
don't get married.
Wow. Weird.
What a terrible joke. 64 years ago, 1961, ABC's Wide World of Sports showed the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat for the very first time. 48 years ago, 1977, Alice Cooper released his solo album, Lace and Whiskey, featuring the ballad You and Me. 45 years ago, 1980, legendary director Alfred Hitchcock died at the age of 80. 44 years ago, 1981, Van Halen releases their fourth album. Anybody?
Whiskey and Lace.
Women and Children First? No, wait, hang on.
Nope.
1984.
1981. Fair Warning.
Fair Warning.
The one with Unchained, Mean Street, and Push Comes to Shove. 42 years ago, 1983, Stephen King published Christine, his classic horror novel about a possessed car. 42 years ago, 1983, The Hunger was released, starring David Bowie as a vampire who sees a doctor after he suddenly starts aging rapidly. And that somehow leads to a very naughty sex scene between Susan Sarandon and Catherine Deneuve. 39 years ago, 1986, Roger Clemens becomes the first pitcher to strike out 20 batters in a single game. It was in a Red Sox home game against the Mariners. 36 years ago, 1989, John Bon Jovi marries his high school sweetheart, Dorothy Hurley, at the Graceland Wedding Chapel in Vegas. They are still together today. 33 years ago, 1992. I did not know this happened. Emilio Estevez marries Paula Abdul in the Santa Monica courthouse. How did that slip under
Cute couple.
everybody's radar? Did you guys know this
Oh,
happened?
yeah.
No.
I did not.
This was peak Young Guns, cold-hearted snake.
Yeah.
Emilio, dude. This was
Wow.
a hot couple before they gave him, Estable, before they gave him, combined last names.
Right, yeah. Maybe that's what would have done it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That only lasted 2 years. 30 years ago, 1995, Tupac.
Abdevez, obviously. I messed that up.
What, Abdevez?
Abdevez would have been a great.
Abdevez.
Yeah.
What about this one? Tupac Shakur marries Keisha Morris inside a New York State prison where he was serving a 4.5-year sentence for sexual abuse. Sadly, their marriage was annulled in 1996, and so was he.
Shakuris. Big one.
Very good.
21 years ago in 2004, the National World War II Memorial opened in Washington, D.C. 17 years ago in 2008, Grand Theft Auto 4 was released. 14 years ago in 2011, Prince William and Kate Middleton get married at Westminster Abbey in London. And 7 years ago in 2018, The Simpsons passed Gunsmoke for the highest episode count of any TV show in history. Gunsmoke had 635 episodes
Jeez.
over its 20-year run, and The Simpsons are now up to 765 episodes and counting. And that is what happened back in the day. Okay, Lern, tell me some crap on celebrities.
Well, Incubus is coming to town, I believe, July 3rd, and we could have some new music from them. So they've titled their 9th album Something in the Water, due out this fall, and their first album of new material since 2017's 8. Brandon Boyd was interviewed. He says, I really think it's a great record. I'm really proud of it. The band is really proud. This is also their first record with bassist Nicole Rao. And she posted on Instagram over the weekend saying, we've listened through our new album with people, watching them hear it for the first time and feeling so much joy. Hearing it again myself has made me stoked to share it with everyone. So let's hurry up and release
I hope she
that
brings
record.
some flavor, man. That band has had exquisite taste in bass players from Dirk to Ben, but Dirk's bass playing on those early records was monumental in their sound. And I hate to be this guy because I'm always this guy, but bass players, good bass players, never get their
for sure.
their call outs, their just desserts, really. And I hope she brings a flavor. Some bands don't need the bass player to be a flavor. It's just not a thing. That band does.
She's great. She's been touring with them for so long.
She is great. She's a great player. But I'm saying you got to bring it.
Bring something
in the
of your
writing,
own.
in the recording, because that early stuff. If you take the bass out or you simplify it or you flatten it a bit, it's not the same band.
Sure. Yeah, it's funky in that way. I'm excited. Anybody else going to that show? Incubus, July 3rd?
Is that a Friday?
No, it's
Is
like
it
a Thursday, but we're off the
it's-
next day.
Oh, well,
Oh.
then the percentage has raised.
There you
Yes.
go.
I'm out of town.
1057thepoint.com if you need tickets. The family of late Slipknot drummer Joey Jordison has launched a Kickstarter campaign to finish and release the only album that his band Vimic recorded, Open Your Omen. They released 4 singles in 2016 and 2017, never completed a full album. Obviously, Joey passed away. They exceeded their goal. I looked at it. They had hoped for 25,000. Slipknot fans showed up 50,000 as of
Oh my
today.
gosh, it's
Dang.
amazing.
Which is amazing.
It does sound like a dirty title, though, does it not?
Vimic,
No.
Open Your Omen.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Spread
That's
open your omen.
That sounds like Spinal Tap's
Yeah.
25th record.
I like
Why
it.
does it sound so dirty? I don't
That's
know what's-
hilarious.
That's
Speaking
my
of
mind.
dirty and disgusting and just the worst, is Diddy innocent because he was wasted when he horrifically abused people both physically and sexually? Well, that's what his defense is hoping to argue.
That's what they're going for?
That's what they're going for. So they
They're
actually
pleading
have
drunkenness?
Yes. They have a doctor lined up to testify that Diddy didn't have the mental capacity to commit crimes while under the influence. Obviously, prosecutors have filed their opposition to this statement. Not only do they think his mental state is irrelevant, but they also object because this doctor, who is a Columbia professor, has never personally examined Diddy. His testimony would only be based on his experience with other people, and Diddy's trial on the charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution begins next month.
So is this admission to that it all happened.
It kind of
but
how
he
it
was
sounds,
drinking.
right?
That's an interesting defense.
Because also, if anything, if let's just say they took that and they ran with it, that would change a lot of cases throughout history. Like drunk drivers would be like, I was drinking, I wasn't making a good.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be a good lead for them. I don't think that's going to.
I don't think that's going to work.
I'm a
very
little
well.
confused by your tactics.
Yeah. I think they're just pulling for any strings at this point. Happy birthday to Willie Nelson, who is 92 years young today. He just put out his 77th solo album this past weekend. Still rocking in his 90s. Here's a little hodgepodge, a little tribute to Willie Nelson and his musical legacy.
All right.
I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Hello, wall. In twilight glow, I see blue eyes cry in rain. My heroes have always been cowboys. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Whiskey River, take my mind. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good time at night. You're always on my mind.
They can go on for hours.
Dude, it's insane the amount of hits.
I know. You can. So if you want to see Willie, don't forget Willie Nelson and family, Bob Dylan. They're all going to be here on Saturday, June 28th.
And also, I believe it dropped last week, but the new album from him,
Yeah,
Oh, What a
the
Beautiful
77.
World, it is incredible. It sounds so
Open
good.
Your Omen.
Yeah, Open Your
by
Omen from
Willie
Willie
Nelson.
Nelson. It's so good. So exciting.
Taste Your Omen by Willie Nelson.
Oh my God.
How's your omen?
Why?
Let's play Whose Omen is
It gets worse,
in
right?
my bedroom. It does, yeah.
Open your omen. Don't
you're
be
a
afraid
cowboy.
to show the world. Bend over and spread them and don't.
Open
Willie.
the Omen
Willie.
again.
Well, he's
Dirty
92.
devil,
You know what
you.
he's saying.
He was drinking.
He's drinking. Yeah, he can't be held responsible.
The trial for the 2016 armed robbery of Kim Kardashian in Paris is set to begin on Monday. 10 defendants, dubbed the Grandpa Robbers, due to their ages, are facing charges including armed robbery and kidnapping, NBC reports. So you may remember this during Fashion Week in Paris. Assailants disguised as police officers bound and gagged Kim Kardashian in her hotel room, stealing approximately $10 million in jewelry, including her $4 million engagement ring at the time to Kanye West. She's expected to testify on May 13th. And it's,
That's crazy.
you can love or hate Kim Kardashian. Nobody deserves to have this happen to them.
That
Absolutely
woman went through
terrifying.
Total terror.
Yes.
Total hell. Did you guys see this kid? I kind of recognize his face. He must be a big YouTuber or TikToker or something. You see him get robbed in L.A. yesterday?
No.
This dude had what he says is $400,000 worth of necklaces, and he had a bodyguard with him.
And
And
didn't do
there
anything.
are multiple videos. I haven't seen him actually get mugged, but like it turns the camera on right after. I mean, he's still red faced and everything, and there's he's screaming about how they just pulled up, jumped out of the car, ripped all of his necklaces off, and then took off. And then it shows there's a video of him screaming at his bodyguard, and he's like, "Nate, what the f, Nate?" And the huge bodyguard goes, "Man, he had a gun."
Oh, no.
And then he screams, "Where's yours?"
Right. You don't have a gun, Nate?
And then the video cuts off.
Dang.
He's think, man,
He took it. He took my gun.
I mean, $400,000 worth of jewelry, and you're walking up and down L.A.
Right.
in the daylight. You got a bodyguard. I would think that you would
You'd be
feel
okay,
pretty safe.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah.
He
That's
had
ridiculous.
a gun.
That's like
Where's
the
But also-
relationship we were talking about yesterday where the boyfriend didn't save the girl from the dog. Like, that's
Right.
essentially this in bodyguard form.
Yeah, I think
And
his-
that guy might have
Oh,
posted
but I
something like,
hate-
hey, I'm down in Beverly Hills, doing this thing, and
Oh.
he's showing all the stuff, and someone's like, okay.
Oh, I couldn't have happened to a better person.
What?
It's the kid that goes and starts fights with people and has a big bodyguard with him,
Oh.
so they won't fight him. So good.
Yay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
glad.
that's what he does for viral videos?
Yeah, he
What a
walks
piece of
around
crap.
and like bumps into people and is like, "What,
What you gonna
bitch?
do about it?"
What are you gonna do?" And like starts fights with people, and
Nate?
his big bodyguard Nate gets in
Nate's
between
sick of
them.
it.
Nate?
Yeah,
Quit, Nate.
He does it for content, so
Go live peacefully somewhere.
So is this
I think
I got a kind of this could be fake,
Yep.
but also like this could be somebody coming back and being like, oh yeah,
Karma.
all
right. I'll fight you now.
keep wearing that jewelry around.
Mercedes' much discussed Formula One driver change is the focus of The Seat, a documentary set for release on Netflix next month. The documentary is going to examine Mercedes' decision that was announced last year to promote an 18-year-old named Kimi Antonelli as its driver after Lewis Hamilton's exit. So if you want to watch The Seat, it has a set release date for Cinco de Mayo, May 5th.
I don't know anything about racing, and I've never really been attracted to it. But every single time I watch one of them racing movies, it's the coolest thing ever. It's the coolest thing
There's
ever.
some of the best stories. To
It
tell.
really is. That Senna movie, the one there was another one about Formula One that I watched that was like captivating. I finished it and I went, oh my gosh, I watched the whole thing and loved it.
And don't sleep on was it Herbie the Love Bug?
Oh, don't even get me started.
That Gran Turismo one with Orlando Bloom and old David Harbour.
And the Days of Thunder.
That was good?
Great movie.
Never watched these
the racing movies are the best. They really are. From Talladega Nights to
Talladega Nights is
they're-
incredible.
they're
This
all
is
good.
so fun. Yeah. It's sweaty. It's good.
Andor alert. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Star Wars series Andor is going to be released on Disney Plus at 8 p.m. tonight. So fans of the series, they are losing it. The reaction to the first 3 episodes was overwhelmingly positive, with some critics calling it a masterpiece. Star Wars at its best, and it's become the highest rated Star Wars project on Rotten Tomatoes in the 48-year history of the franchise, surpassing even the original trilogy. So expectations are high for the rest of the series, with the new episodes, again, being released tonight at 8 o'clock.
It's really good. I think we've been waiting in a pool of mediocrity from the Star Wars franchise stuff for so long that like it's just a big sigh of relief.
Good.
It's like a Rogue One feeling. It's really good. It stands on its own, and it's just thank goodness he gave us something.
Who's behind this one? Who's directed it?
Man, I don't even know.
Are they like hour-long episodes?
Yeah,
they longer?
probably. Feels
Okay.
like that. Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, it took me a minute to watch that first season. It's good.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, who was in town like a month ago at High Point did we find out why? I don't know.
Cheerleading, her daughter had.
Yeah, her daughter was here for.
I thought she was here for 314 Day, but it was just a coincidence.
Well, I love her, and she's so cool. And she's partnering with Chili's to debut a specialty cocktail, one that is 90s themed. So obviously we know her from Saved by the Bell and Beverly Hills 90210. And she's now in a 90s themed ad for Chili's, which first opened in 1975, but became nationally recognized in the 80s and 90s. And so if you are a fan of Luna Azul, Blanco Tequila, Monin Dragon Fruit, and a float of house-made sours and lime wedging, and I don't know, you just like 90s things, you're going to love the Radical Rita because Tiffany Amber Thiessen is promoting it now in the month of May. Kristen Wiig is topping the list of the funniest female ever alumni for Saturday Night Live, and I think that this is pretty well done. She's pretty fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig?
Love her.
I mean,
She's hard to beat.
She's hard to beat. I mean, there's so many funny women that have come through SNL. But in my mind, when I think of the things that have made me like cry laughing the most, she's always up there. Like the
Yep.
Target lady,
Her
the
and
So
Molly
Excited
Shannon.
Sue. Molly Shannon
like-
for sure.
They're hard.
Kate McKinnon
I'm a Tina Fey, man.
and Tina Fey.
I'm a
Amy
Tina Fey,
Poehler.
man.
Right? There's so many good ones.
Yeah,
but
Polar is incredible.
30 Rock had the most jokes per page of any sitcom in history. It was like 7.5 or something,
Really?
which is a crazy
Even more
number.
than Frasier?
Yeah, by a lot.
I think we're getting ready to hear that Tina Fey's taking over for Lern.
That would be my guess. If I were doing a Vegas pool, I would think Seth Meyers, Tina Fey, or Higgins.
I say Tina specifically because she was on Everybody's Live last week.
Oh, really?
She was just on Amy Poehler's podcast. She doesn't do many of these things anymore.
They're getting her out there.
They're getting her out there, and I think that we're getting ready to get an announcement maybe by the end of this year. American Psycho is getting a new take from the director of Queer and Challengers. And so no real casting details have been announced, but rumors that Austin Butler will take the lead as Patrick Bateman, formerly played by Christian Bale. I think that would be a slam dunk if they were making the remake of American Psycho, that you get, instead of Christian Bale, you get Austin Butler, because he can be a psychopath. Like in Dune 2 specifically, he looks so terrifying.
Yeah, he's cool looking.
He
Yeah,
is.
he's got
He's
a
cool
really
looking,
cool
and
look.
it
But he's
was-
handsome.
Yeah, but it was kind of an unexpected way to play that villain. Here's what I worry about with American Psycho is if you do it anywhere kind of like on the nose as the first one, why? You better do it differently,
You
right?
should. Well,
Yeah.
remember the movie Rules of Attraction?
No.
That was James Vanderbeek and Shannon Sossaman and
His little brother,
I think
right?
Ali Lardy. Yeah, so it's based on the character of Patrick Bateman's brother, and I think if
Jason Bateman.
Jason, yes, the Jason Bateman. I don't stop for a second. No, I think if they do it something like that, like a prequel or something that's connected to Patrick Bateman,
Okay.
and not just outright do it the same, that would
Right,
be
when
cool.
they
They did another
remake.
one with Mila Kunis, right?
Yes, they did. I never saw that one. It was
She
like,
was like the female Patricia Bateman.
right.
Talking about the magic music of Lady Gaga or something? Like what
No.
what-
It was American
It was
Psycho.
an American Psycho
2 or-
sequel with
yeah.
Mila Kunis was the American Psycho.
Right, but is she sitting there with a CD player while she's hatcheting somebody?
I never watched it.
I honestly don't
Talking
remember.
about the, Peter Gabriel's lasting
It was a
cultural
straight
impact.
to vid. It was one of the
Yeah.
last straight to videos when they still had video stores.
Well, I hope it's true. I hope Austin Butler plays Patrick Bateman and we get kind of a new storyline. Like maybe it takes place in the 90s instead of the 80s.
I like him. I've watched that, the Masters of the Air, and I tried watching that thing with the motorcycles. God, holy nothing.
Yeah, we watched that. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
It's
Like,
shot
nothing.
so
forgetful.
beautifully, but it doesn't move.
I watched the whole movie, and I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you.
Not a thing.
Right.
What a piece
Same.
of crap.
For real.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I don't think
Tom
I finished
Hardy.
it.
And I never forget Tom Hardy.
All these people I'm watching, I'm like, this guy's so great. What's he doing?
I think I just watched it. I was like, everybody's hot. And then like that was it. I
Yeah.
just stopped watching. So.
Nothing.
A Miami Vice movie is in the works. Moon, this made me think of you because of your blazer that you were wearing yesterday. Directed by the same guy who did Top Gun Maverick and so also Nightcrawler. So we are getting a Miami Vice movie. Who could play the Don Johnson role?
I thought they did that with Colin Farrell.
They did.
Oh, they already did this?
Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell were Crockett and Tubbs in the early aughts.
And wasn't that?
Oh, I guess right. Yeah, 2006.
Yeah, wasn't that kind of a
That was like a Michael Bay
bigger movie?
turd. Yeah.
Well, I think this is going to be darker. Like
Spike Lee
Nightcrawler was
joint.
a darker
Michael
movie.
Bay turd.
Yeah. Instead of a Spike Lee joint, it's a Michael Bay turd.
It didn't do well.
Just he misses the mark on some stuff. Like Pearl Harbor was a disaster, and he like missed the whole point of the movie. And I think Miami Vice was one of those two. It might have been Michael Bay. I might be casting. Who's the dude that did Collateral? Could have been Michael Mann. Maybe I'm
got me
thinking
there.
Michael
Philip
Mann.
Michael Thomas? No.
That was the actual
That was the
original
actual.
Tubbs. A lot of Michaels involved.
Yeah, Michael Mann,
Yeah,
maybe.
but she's great. I just think that movie might have missed the mark. So who do you think the new Crockett and Tubbs will be?
I don't know. They don't have any details yet.
Austin
The Rock
Butler.
and Kevin Hart.
Oh, no.
Finally.
Whole different vibe.
Wait a second. We already did that movie too.
Yeah. Terrence Howard was on Bill Maher's podcast Club Random discussing roles that he has turned down. And he talked about when he turned down Smokey Robinson's request to have him portray the Motown legend in a biopic because Terrence was already in talks to take on the role of Marvin Gaye in a Lee Daniels movie.
This guy's hard to like.
I agree. So here is essentially Terrence Howard turning down the role of playing Marvin Gaye after a conversation with the late Quincy Jones about, if in fact Marvin was gay. So here we go. Listen to this.
I was over at Quincy Jones' house. I'm asking Quincy, I'm hearing rumors that Marvin was gay. And I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
You mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that does
that
not,
would me.
does not
I
make
would
me...
cut my lips off.
So he also continued saying, it doesn't make me homophobic to not want to kiss a man. I can't play that character 100%. I can't surrender myself to a place that I don't understand.
What do you mean you don't fake it? You're an actor.
Right.
Were you really iron? Were you really going to be... Were you really in a suit flying around in the first Marvel movie before they fired you?
Those 6 letters are the job description.
Weirdo.
Actor.
He's
colon.
a weird dude.
Fake
man.
it.
But also, like my acting coach always said, don't take roles that you don't want to, get if you don't want to be in a certain world. Like he would refuse to always take child predator roles. He wouldn't do it. He don't have the mindset, you know. So.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like nudity. Like if
I
a woman
understand
doesn't
that.
want to show full frontal or whatever.
I understand it, but he doesn't have to go and be like,
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
would
no.
cut my lips off or any of that.
Right, that's a bit much.
But before that, like every time I see him, and I want to root for the guy. Wasn't he in that?
He's in Crash.
Crash, yeah,
And he
yeah.
was great in Crash.
He's a talented dude.
Yeah.
But every time I see him not on screen, he's making himself look
Have
bad.
you seen all the videos of
This,
a mathematician explaining to him because he thinks he's a genius in like math, and he has all these theories about
Maybe I saw that.
he
yeah.
solved these like insolvable math problems, and then there's like a mathematician that's like, "You're wrong, and here's why," and he's like, "No, you're wrong, man. You're wrong, man. I got it right." It's just like he just says no, and he continues down the path. He's like, "No, I'm right, and you're wrong. You don't get how my mind works." And I'm
Maybe
like,
maybe
He's
that's
good
what I
while
saw.
hunting.
well,
he's good with hunting himself, but no one else is getting on board.
What do you think-
Everyone else is like, "Nah, you're not."
good, dude.
with his genius thing, do you think it's kind of one of those deals like Joaquin Phoenix, the fake documentary they did, you know, where he was weird or whatever?
Yeah, but
And so he went on Letterman.
The
Was
guy's
pretend-
lost a lot of jobs, man.
Okay, so you don't think it's that
Where there's
trying to be
smoke,
something
there's
clever
fire.
and come up with some cool.
the past 15 years of him self-sabotaging?
It seems like I didn't know it was the last 50. It seemed like the
It's
last.
been a while.
Oh, okay, because he's been doing the podcast rounds the last few years.
Well, yeah, but
doing
he got
math
fired.
and-
Like he mentioned, he got fired on
yeah.
Iron Man. That dude was in Iron Man.
Yeah.
He was in the franchise. He blew that.
You blew it.
He was number
You
two.
know why? He knew math and they didn't.
Well, that's true.
It's kind of true. It was a contract dispute.
Don't you love when people
Oh, that's
call
what it
themselves
was.
geniuses?
So not fired. I take that back then.
Thank you.
Actor Josh Gad is celebrating the release of his comic book series, The Writer, with a publicity stunt that involves golden tickets, just like Willy Wonka. He has hidden 15 collectible golden tickets inside copies of the 10 comic book stores across North America. And fans who find the golden ticket will win a hand-printed T-shirt featuring artwork by the comic book artists Mike Mignola and Jeremy Hahn. And the whole idea of the stunt is to support local comic book shops. And Gad describes all of them as the real heroes
That's
of the
fun.
industry.
That's cool. We still got that comic book shop down in Maplewood?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? And there's a couple of them. Like there's one on Clarkson. Gosh, I don't know. It has like a Star Wars logo.
And there's
that's
one in
cool.
Loop
I've never
still, right?
gotten into comic books, but I have so many friends. One of my college buddies, he is a local comic book creator, and he has a great series called, it's like a graphic novel, and his artwork is amazing. It's called The Unforgiven. It's
Whoa,
kind of
cool.
like a doomsday apocalyptic comic. So check that out if you're into all that.
That's awesome. Shout out to Shortstop 2 in Crestwood that hasn't been there for 20 years.
Aw, man.
That's where I used to get my comics and my
sweet.
baseball cards.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
I have
like-
a return any make there.
you always needed a place that you could bike to that
Right.
had comic books.
You know, is there comic book day? Like how there's record
Oh,
store
there's
day?
gotta
There
be.
is.
Because we never talk about it. Like we talk about like Comic-Con and maybe like Comic Day.
National Comic Book Day. Oh,
my God.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, come celebrate. Can you feel the punk tonight on National Comic Book Day, May 3rd, this Saturday?
Support them this weekend. That's
Yep.
awesome.
It's where every comic book is free.
That's
Oh.
really cool. Oh, well, I
Darn.
don't know if
September
that's not
25th
jump
maybe.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's how
Yeah,
it
it
goes.
does say May 3rd.
Spend that money. Guys, if you want to laugh your ass off, the new episode of Smartless, which is Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and Sean Hayes, their podcast.
Patrick Bateman's younger brother.
Yeah, Patrick Bateman's younger brother, cooler brother. The Paul Rudd interview that is out now is hilarious. They go into a bit about Honey Baked Ham, about how Paul Rudd, when I think he moved to Kansas City, because he was born in Jersey, which I don't think a lot of people, I didn't know that. I always
That's
thought he was
sad.
born and bred in Kansas City.
Yeah, we don't acknowledge.
We don't
the
acknowledge
Jersey
that.
part.
But anyway, he talked about growing up and having a job at this ham company and what he had to do to glaze the hams, and it's spectacular. But then he also talks about how one time he accidentally exposed his nutsack during a play.
That doesn't accidentally happen.
With The Shape of Things. And he says, I was lying on top of a bed and I was wearing boxer shorts and a T-shirt. And all of a sudden, and this had never happened before, I heard the audience laughing, Rudd recalled. And I'm like, what's going on? I realized that I was laying on the bed and I had my leg up and my balls were hanging out, which was actually worse than, the shaft. It's just straight jewels. It is, and these guys
That is
all are
awesome.
in love with each other. It's the best interview. I was cracking up yesterday.
All right, man.
Sometimes it just got to cool off,
True dat.
My time to shine.
And finally, I asked you guys to have in your brain, what do you think the most the greatest American film of all time is.
yeah.
Like greatest movie ever made, because George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, they presented somebody with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the American Film Institute over the weekend. And they were talking, like Steven Spielberg was talking about the greatest American film of all time that was created. And he actually has an answer. And so Steven Spielberg is so incredible that you believe what he says, right? I mean, he's made so many excellent movies. He knows what to look for. He knows his industry. He's of the top.
And they presented this award?
They presented this award,
So
yeah.
somebody, the director's alive. So this is this is not a Gone with the Wind or a
Yes.
Casablanca or a Lawrence
This is
of
a
Arabia.
this is a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I was going to say The Shawshank Redemption, but wasn't that a Spielberg thing?
Well,
Didn't he
that's fine.
produce it or something? Yeah, but he's not going to give an award to
Well, he's
himself.
not going to give an award to himself, but like, I want you. I just want your. Don't think about what Steven Spielberg said. I want you to
Okay.
think about what you believe is the best American film.
The most well-rounded.
Personally speaking, I have never watched The Shawshank Redemption or Raiders of the Lost Ark and not said, "Wow, what a perfect film."
Mm-hmm.
I've said it every time Shawshank ends. I go, "Oh my gosh, there wasn't a second wasted. That was so perfect. What a movie!"
Great. So Shawshank Redemption for you.
I guess so. I hate to be that cliche.
No, that's fine.
Well, that's.
I mean, you have to be cliche. This is a movie that is well consumed by the masses that everybody loves.
And I'm a Christopher Nolan fan, so I'm gonna go.
Expecting an Inception from you.
Well, Interstellar and The Prestige are ahead of Inception for me, but I don't think.
No, that's dumb.
I know. That's how I feel. That's my honesty.
I'm kidding.
But I don't think that would be ranked anywhere near the E.T.s, the Shawshanks, and that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I'll stick with Shawshank.
What about you, Scott?
Man, I think you're close. Like Raiders is good because it's got everything you want. It's got a little bit of humor. It's got the serious stuff. All that. That is. And man, and Shawshank is incredible. But I still got to go with my one I can't pass up. Is No Country for Old Men.
Okay, that's a good one too.
Even though there's no
That's your
soundtrack
go-to.
to it or anything, it's like it's still the most perfect film.
People in the chat are saying Saving Private Ryan, The
Oh,
Arrival,
doggone it.
Inception, Interstellar. What do you say, Rafe?
Saving Private Ryan's up there.
I wrote down E.T., Eternal Sunshine, different Coen Brothers movie, Big Lebowski, Requiem for a Dream, even though that's the kind of movie that's perfect. You only watch it once, but it is perfectly done. And then long shots were Goonies and Predator, which I argue is still
Got you on Predator.
perfect movies.
I also believe that
They don't have to be. Predator's two perfect movies, and I've said this before. It's a perfect action movie until the Predator's introduced, and then it becomes a perfect sci-fi movie. It could have been two blockbuster films, and they pushed them all together into one.
I also think Back to the Future is a perfect film.
All the movies that you guys
Dang.
are listing are up there, right?
Yeah.
And people are saying The Shining, Tremors, Predator.
Tremors. By the way, they're making a new one. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's a series on Netflix.
Another.
That's what it's going to be. It's
Six-part series
gonna be a
on
series.
Netflix.
You're kidding. And the Baconator is back?
Bacon's back, baby.
Is Reba?
He's on the poster. If Reba's not back, I won't be watching.
Sorry, Tremors.
No, it's fine.
Team
Also,
America?
Princess Bride also being listed, right? I'm just going through
some
everything
of them,
right
I mean,
now.
we get into comedies. And you gotta
Jurassic
look at,
Park, The Revenant.
Who did Princess Bride? Rob Reiner? Who did that?
Oh yeah, I think was it Rob Reiner?
I don't know.
I believe so,
I think
yeah.
so.
Mel
well,
Brooks movies,
and
too.
some of you are hitting it right on the head. So,
we got it?
No. Somebody in the chat got it. The Godfather. So, Spielberg and George Lucas, they were presenting Francis Ford Coppola with the Lifetime Achievement
Oh,
Award,
yeah. What are
right?
we thinking?
And so during his tribute, Spielberg named
Yep.
what he believes is the greatest American film, and he says it's The Godfather. He said, quote, "Many artists can do and take a bow from their work on a page, on a canvas, on a screen, but our applause for you, Francis, is a different kind of audience. When we were young, it's our parents who we want to make proud, and then it's our friends, and then it's our colleagues, and finally, it's our peers. But you, sir, are peerless." He added, "You've inspired a generation of storytellers who want to make you proud of their work, proud of our work, and always, I want to make you proud of my work." And so from two of the best film creators of all time, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, they said to Francis Ford Coppola that the industry standard forever will be The Godfather.
Wow.
So that's big stuff.
I figured it was Coppola, Scorsese, or Zemeckis. If those two are giving a live person an award, it would have to be one of those
Yeah,
three.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, there you go. That's your crap on celebrities.
That's good. And your celebrity birthdays. We got Mega Boone, who is 42, and that's Elizabeth Keene from the Blacklist. And this is crazy. The tennis stars, both tennis stars with the same last name, Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, are both born today at the same age, 47.
Who are these people?
They're twins, but
like tennis, like champions.
I thought you were going to say the Williams sisters.
the 18 Grand Slams between those two.
I
And
don't know
these
who
are,
those
these
are.
are twins?
Yeah, they look
Twins
very
dazzle.
similar, at least.
Twins playing tennis on the
Yeah.
male side that have won 18 Grand Slams
And I don't know their
that
names.
I've never heard of.
Right.
Welcome to tennis, I guess. I don't know.
Welcome to
There's
tennis.
a handful that get famous, and the rest just make a ton of money, and none of us know about them.
Crazy.
Yeah, we got Uma Thurman. She's 55, and you'll know her from The Bride and the Kill Bill movies. And let's go back to tennis because you guys love it so much. Andre Agassi is 55.
yes, I
Brooke
know him.
Shields, what's up?
That
My
hair.
man, the greatest
was
shoes
cute.
ever. We got Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips. She's 57. Eva Plum is 67. Michelle Pfeiffer. Now, how old do you think she is today?
Oh, man.
65. She
Just-
looks great, by the way.
Dude, that was another one of like the Debbie Harry style
Yes.
gals
She
that I
could
didn't
fife me anytime.
that I didn't understand as a young man. Like I didn't
They
get.
kinda
the-
look alike.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't
weird.
get the appeal. Like that was not my type. And the older I got, the more I'm like, wow,
She's
what
like
a beautiful
feline
woman.
female. Like I know she was Catwoman, but like she's got like kind of a, I don't
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
like
Yeah.
if a cat were a person, she would look.
You ever
like
seen
that.
the Batman outtake where she whips the mannequins' heads off on the first take?
Hell no, but
Sexy
that
as
sounds
hell,
great.
dude.
That is
And,
awesome.
You got that saved?
I got it somewhere. Yeah,
That in the file.
I got a fight file.
I'll say 67.
The correct answer is
70.
67.
Oh,
Yeah, good work.
thank you.
And Daniel Day-Lewis, 6-time Oscar nominee, 3-time winner, is 68. He's won 3 times, guys.
Wow.
We got Jerry Seinfeld. I think he's a TV guy or something. He's 71. Richard Klein is 81, and that's Larry on Three's Company, currently a cool TV show. And
Somebody
of
said
course,
this Bryan brothers played doubles.
yeah.
I guess that's not as popular on the.
No, it's not
TV
as not as
stuff.
popular, but it's.
Most decorated American doubles team ever.
You should see how decorated they are. They have like lights, little
Cool
ornaments,
curtains.
everything.
All right, sorry, I
And of
interrupted.
course, the legend himself, Willie Nelson. We already talked about it. 92. Congrats, my friend.
92.
Congrats, Willie. And today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Nathan Threat. What a cool name. Today's birthday boy has been in 848 films,
Wow.
including First Time Black Amateurs 1, First Time Black Amateurs 2,
Tennis movies?
First Time Black Amateurs 3,
All right.
skipped 1, First Time Black Amateurs 5.
Oh, he got brought back.
I wonder what happened
Yeah.
from 4.
Yeah,
Contract
well, they had to. There was
Out of the country.
There was a second storyline, you know. It was kind of like Game of Thrones when they left Bran out of one season.
He was probably like, I won't do that. I'm sorry, that's the theme for 4.
First Time Black Amateur 6.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
First Time Dimes 2,
Oh.
Okay.
because he didn't want to get typecast. 40-ounce booty bounce, 41-inch big sluts
This
butt
all-
salute,
All numbers. He only does films with numbers.
and 50-year-old freaks. And
Math
who can forget his role?
That's great.
And you guessed it, another number-themed show, 2 Chocolate Kisses 5. Double the numbers, double the fun. Nathan Treat is 43 years old. Gosh, he's young, dude. For that. I was expecting this guy to be like 80 years old after all those movies. That's your porno birthday. Those were your crappy birthdays. And that was your crap on celebrities.
Thank you very much. All right, the time is 7:52 on this fine Tuesday morning. Lern, tell me what's happening on the roads and in the skies.
Well, on the roads, it's brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. So let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Northbound 55, we have an accident at 270 northbound. The right shoulder is closed. All lanes are open, though. Stalled vehicle westbound 70 before Lucas and Hunt. The right lane is closed. Right shoulder closed as well. Your point weather. We're going to get up to 73 today. I think it's rained enough. It might do a little spot shower here or there, but thunderstorms are continuing the next 3 days. Pretty much cloudy for the rest of the day. Low of 56. Right now it's 71 degrees, and your point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning. More reliable than your St. Louis weather.
All right, what do you say we play fake news or Florida after the break? 314-624-3833. That's 314-NA. Dude, we got some tickets to give away to Can You Feel the Punk tonight? Post Malone, Point Fest, and yes, the newly announced Hailstorm show coming up, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, September 23rd. We'll play fake news or Florida after the break.
Who is Trailer Trash Tammy? What happens when you combine random internet trends into a single video? What is a mukbang? And are we so desperate to be distracted from our own reality that we resorted to binging videos of people shoveling anything edible into their face hole? More on that today on The Number 2 Show. Welcome back to The Number 2 Show. Today, forget sex, drugs, and rock and roll, baby. We've got something that tops them all and is twice as indulgent. Mukbangs. Mukbangs sound like something that would require a lot of explaining if your mom caught you watching one on the family computer. But turns out it's not something you find on Pornhub. It is kind of like food porn, though, where you witness the hard pounding of thousands of calories. So follow me through the glory hole for today's main topic, mukbangs. Mukbangs aren't for the faint of heart. It's culinary hedonism broadcasted in HD. We've got professionals like Nick Avocado eating his view count in calories, or amateurs deep-throating corn dogs like they're auditioning for Bret Michaels' Rock of Love. Gives a whole new meaning to the song on Skinny Bop. And if not these two...
And if you're dreaming about upgrading your outdoor space, let me tell you about my experience with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They built me a brand new deck, put in a gorgeous metal fence, and honestly, my yard has never looked better. Chesterfield Fence and Deck has been a trusted name in St. Louis for 57 years. Still locally owned and operated since 1968. Their commitment to quality and professionalism shows in every single thing they do. From beautiful fences in wood, vinyl, aluminum, and steel to stunning cedar or maintenance-free Vecca deck decks. Sunrooms, patios, screen rooms, and more, they offer the very best in outdoor living. And their team is the real deal. Expert project consultants help you find exactly what fits your home, and their professionally trained crews handle everything using their own trucks and tools and warehouses. They even have an incredible showroom in Chesterfield with displays of all their products. Chesterfield Fence and Deck offers free in-home estimates, no obligation, free project design, plus everything they build is backed by a 5-year labor warranty and top-notch material warranties. Financing is easy with payment plans, and don't forget to mention the Riz Show for 48 months of interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. The sign you have the very best? Chesterfield Fence and Deck. After all, who doesn't want a bigger deck? ChesterfieldFence.com.
I'm so excited to be back here at Point Fest 2021, and for the very first time in person after multiple FaceTimes, Josh from Bad Flower. Dude, you're really here.
You're a real person.
You are a real person.
I thought maybe you were like a computer-generated deepfake.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
I mean, I do feel like an avatar most days of the week, so I think that's the case.
And you look like an avatar in person. Like you look like an avatar version of somebody's real self, but that's your actual self.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going for. First and most important conversation or question of the conversation: how are you? Just vibe check. How are you feeling today? How are the emotions? It's Point Fest.
Good. I've been so stressed out. We're preparing for our headlining tour. Our album comes out in 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like so much that has to happen around that. And I stupidly take on so many things on my own, and I don't ask for help. I'm like, no, I want to do this. I want to do the lighting for the tour. I want to design the stage. I want to do all this stuff. And then go time is happening. I'm like, I only have 2 hands. I have to sleep a little bit. I don't know what to do. And so I'm in that phase right now. So I'm like thinking about a million different things. I'm trying to stay focused on our interview and what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But like, what else do I
Right
have to
now you're
program? What did
already-
I miss? What's going to mess up on stage? What do I have to do?
Well, I heard
Is
you
my
guys
dog
sound checked
fed?
already. Yeah, so the sound check went great, it sounded like.
It did.
So you feel prepared there. That's good.
Yeah.
Is somebody taking care of Maggie? Speaking of your dog, is
Yes.
your dog taken care
Yes,
of?
my dog is taken care of.
Okay, absolutely.
But I still think about it.
Right, like before COVID, you were able to take Maggie out on the road a little bit, right?
A little. I took her out for a little bit when we toured with Shinedown, actually, because the type of show made sense for it. It was a little bit more relaxed for us. We were like quick 30-minute set, big. It wasn't like indoor stages. It was all outdoor amphitheaters, so she could just like run around and.
Yeah, so you have been on tour with Shinedown.
Yes.
You guys are buddies. I really feel this energy coming from them, just professionals, been doing this forever. And then seeing you guys on that tour together, did it feel like a kind of like, hey, welcome to the show, welcome to the party, come on in and join us? Did they have that kind of attitude?
Yeah, they're the most like warm, welcoming, polite people. I mean, truly, like of any band that we've ever toured with, I've never experienced that level of like hospitality from everybody and like respect from everybody. And that's like the band members, their crew, everyone. It was our first like really big tour that we ever did, like supporting, and it taught us how we should behave. Not that we've necessarily implemented that. Like we're still a little sassy and figuring it out, but they did set the bar.
We'll let that sass separate the bad flower from the Shinedown, but I absolutely love hearing that there's like kind of a brothership vibes, and also to a new band to get to be on a big tour, and now you're about to turn around and do the same thing because it's your headlining tour, and you're having Teenage Wrist, I believe, is going to be on tour with you. I love those dudes. They've been through St. Louis. Did you have a hand in picking them?
Yes, we did. It's Teenage Wrist and Dead Poet Society.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, two really, really great bands. We knew we had Dead Poet Society for a while. They're just like, those guys are our buddies, and we always want to take them out. And they're such a good band, they just deserve an audience.
Yeah.
It's like a tragedy for them not to be playing in front of an audience. So we're like, well, we can help with that. And we just discovered Teenage Wrist. A bunch of people were like submitted to our tour, and I just fell in love with their songs.
I also think you guys are going to have a good vibe connection as well, which I think is really important. New record coming out. At this point, everything's done for you, right? Except for just enjoying it once it drops on Friday, the 24th, right?
There will be no enjoyment.
There's just nothing but stress and worry.
It's going to be all stress and work. I don't even know that I'm going to have time to look at social media, which is probably a good thing. I don't need to look.
Where have you been? You have been a little bit absent from the social world. You are one of my favorite social media stars as far as the rock and roll world goes.
Oh,
you
you
always let us in on the process. I mean, you let us watch you create the lighting setups for some of your shows, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But you've been taking a break. Tell me about it.
No, I'm doing so much of the actual thing that I don't have time.
Together Credit Union has partnered with the St. Louis Zoo to help expand the zoo's fundraising efforts with the launch of the official St. Louis Zoo Visa debit card. This card is awesome. First of all, it's very cool. It rounds up the change from transactions and donates the change to the St. Louis Zoo, and money's raised. They help further the St. Louis Zoo's conservation and animal care efforts. And you know as well as I do, the zoo is it's a point of absolute pride for our town. Members participating in the Zoo Roundup program also receive an exclusive Together Credit Union membership to the St. Louis Zoo, which includes attraction tickets, parking perks, in-venue discounts, a subscription to the digital magazine. It's over $160 value. And remember, the zoo cares for 12,000 plus animals. And, they receive over 2 million guests, and they help educate over 500,000 individuals each year through all these different learning experiences. If you've been there once, you've seen just a fraction of what the St. Louis Zoo's impact on wildlife and conservation is. It's huge. It's significant. And overall, the St. Louis Zoo averages $200 million in economic value for our region annually. So this partnership is just amazing. Together Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA. You can get this card by walking into any of the 14 locations and asking for that St. Louis Zoo Visa debit card, or start on the website, togethercu.org.
All right, so here we are, way back Point Fest, the first interview of the day. It's Real Big Fish, everybody. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Thank you. No, don't stop. No, more, please, more.
It's really great to have you guys back. We have, over the years, done so many different things, so many shows. I did legitimately the worst stage intro I've ever done in my life at a Real Big Fish show at Mississippi Nights through no fault of your own. I came up on stage too late. Your cue music that night was Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. I'll never forget. And I'm getting up there and I'm doing my spiel. And Aaron, you came up behind me and were like, "Are you done yet, Donnie? Are you done? Are you done with the intro?" Yes, I am. Thank you. And then you guys went out and rocked it. But it's really great to have you here, man. Thank you guys for coming out. No, it was not your fault. No. Somebody probably told me wrong. But do you remember any of those, older shows here, like because we've had you at the amphitheater. I mean, Mississippi Nights. All over the place.
I was just telling you guys a story about first time I tried like really hot sauce. I wasn't into it back in the old days, but the singer of Smash Mouth at one of these festivals gave me Dave's Insanity sauce or something, and I was like,
and that was here.
I was here. My first time trying hot sauce.
Show. Happy birthday, Riz.
Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. We are live right now on the Mick Ultra Studio cams. Sans Riz, because he's down in Disney World, or he's on his way to Disney World. So we're just kind of running, having fun. If it goes off the rails, that's fine by us. Hopefully it's fine by you. Thank you for tuning in. Coleman's Campers text line is open 314-649-DUMB. And, of course, the callers on the line, they called the number 314-624-3833 because it's time. It's time to give out some tickets, including tickets to a pair of tickets to Can You Feel the Punk Tonight, coming up this weekend at the pageant. We also have a pair of tickets to Post Malone with Jelly Roll, May 13th at Busch Stadium. A pair of lawn tickets to Point Fest featuring 311, The Urge, Toadies, Finger 11, Ludo, and many more, happening May 17th, just a few weeks away at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And then we have a pair of tickets to Hailstorm, which you can't even get tickets yet. Those tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m., but you can win them right now on Fake News or Florida. Hailstorm, a special guest, Lindsey Sterling and Apocalyptica, September 23rd at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Okay, Rafe, we're going to play Fake News or Florida. You get 2 out of 3. Rafe is going to read you a headline, a story, and it's either going to be fake news or something that actually happened in Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
So we'll go to the phones. Mike in St. Louis. Mike.
What's up? Happy birthday, Moon.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy birthday to you as well. Are you prepared to play Fake News or Florida?
Let's give it a go.
All right, let's do this.
Mike, this just in. A Dade County man was busted for drunk flying a helicopter after he landed in a strip club parking lot.
Let's go Florida.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, that was Augie Bush. It happened here.
That was St. Louis.
It's happened twice in the Bush family.
Fake news. That one felt right, though.
That one felt like it was real, but yeah, fake news, bud. Here you go. You got to sweep out. Breaking news, a Port St. Lucie man was arrested 15 minutes after being released from jail for burglarizing cars in the jail's parking lot.
That sounds like Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Well done, well
We're
done.
on the board.
You know what? Riz always does a lifeline with me. You haven't seen this, have you, Lern?
No, I haven't looked at it.
Lern's going to be the lifeline if you so choose to use Lern as a lifeline. If you do, though, the answer is binding.
Yes.
And she will make or break the answer for you.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm your life preserver. Wear me. Let's go.
Okay, Mike. One more and you
Lern
win.
is under your seat in case of a water
Yes.
landing. A Bradenton Walmart manager was arrested for shoplifting $25,000 worth of Spam over the course of 5 years after security uncovered an elaborate smuggling operation.
Show me fake news.
Show me fake
Very well
news.
done.
Himself.
Congratulations, Mike. Mike, what tickets did you want?
I'll take those Post Malone tickets.
Awesome. Okay, Post Malone, Jelly Roll, May 13th at Busch Stadium. Mike is going for freezies. Mitchell in St. Charles.
How you doing? Happy birthday, Moon.
What's up? Happy birthday to you as well. Thank you very much. Here we go. Fake news or Florida.
Good luck. This just in. A parent of a Gainesville Girl Scout was busted for using the cookie order sheet as code for her marijuana business.
We're going to go Florida.
Fake news. Sounds good, but too
Sounds
good
like
to
a
be true,
movie.
I guess.
Sounds like Florida.
Sounds like True
weeds.
Beverly Hills, the high version of that movie.
Yeah, it would happen, just not in Gainesville. That's what you're saying.
All right, you have a Lern lifeline. If you need it, you need to sweep out. A Collier County woman was arrested for having relations with her dogs after her boyfriend leaked a video to the police, a.k.a. somebody liked it rough.
Okay. Oh.
Lern, you want to help me out on this one?
Read it again for me, Rafe, please.
A Collier County woman was arrested for having relations with her dogs after her boyfriend leaked a video to police, a.k.a. Somebody likes it doggy style.
Now he's already missed one, right?
Yeah.
He has.
He's already missed one. So learn.
This is on me.
It's a make or break here for
This
Mitchell.
sounds terrifying and awful. And so I'm going to say it's fake news.
And we say goodbye to Mitchell.
Okay. Wow, that's very disappointing.
Oh, that's Florida.
I don't like
apologize to
Goofy saying
Mitchell.
it when it's about dogs. Like
I remember that story.
I don't like that. I don't like Goofy's a dog. Oh gosh.
All right, let's go to the phones. Tom in Belleville. Tom, are you prepared to play fake news or Florida?
I am. Good morning and happy birthday, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Don't forget you have Lern as your lifeline.
And she's not very good.
This is a news flash from the future. A St. Louis radio host was thrown out of Disney World.
Show me Florida.
Oh, never mind. This is the real headline. This just in. A Boca Raton valet parking attendant was busted for grand theft auto after stealing a Ferrari from a country club and taking it on a date.
Florida.
Fake news. Fake news. That's
I
okay,
like that,
Tom.
though.
Bounce back.
That's a John Hughes movie. A Sebastian man was arrested after he reported a murder by bringing a skull to a grocery store and using it as a hand puppet. You do have
Fake news.
Oh, that's Florida.
Okay.
See you, Tom. A Sebastian man. You look like a Sebastian man.
You
Sebastian
Sebastian.
John in Washington. Fake news or Florida? You
Old
ready?
Dirty Sebastian.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go, John.
John, a Tampa man, was arrested after punching his daughter's teacher at back-to-school night.
That sounds like Florida.
Wow.
That is fake news. Everybody's killing it today.
Yep.
Back to the future. This just in, lifeline pending. A West Palm Beach woman was busted for grand larceny after stealing a pony at a child's birthday party.
I just want to say Florida because I want it to be true.
And
Goodbye, John.
have a good
Amber
time
and
with your
Arnold,
leaves.
are you going to get tickets today? Because we gave out one pair, and then it's been a disaster ever since.
He wanted
Amber?
that to be true more than he wanted tickets.
Yeah. Amber, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
Good. Here we go. Fake news or Florida? Rafe, take it away.
Amber, this just in. A Vero Beach man was arrested after he broke into a home, got buck naked, and cooked a spaghetti.
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
This is a lady
Nicely
who knows.
done.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. He threw his noodle against the wall. That's how he knew it was done.
That's
For
right.
the
Al dente.
tickets.
A Martin County man who was stopped for erratic driving told police his dog was behind the wheel.
That's fake.
Oh, that's Florida.
Nope, that one was
Better
real.
get it together.
All right, one for one. One for two. Do not forget you have Lern as your lifeline.
Yes, and I am very good at this
She's
game
very
today.
locked in right now. Breaking news. A Fort Pierce woman claimed the wind blew cocaine into her purse after being busted for drug possession.
Can I use Lern?
Yes.
You can.
Learn a Fort Pierce woman claimed the wind blew cocaine into her purse after being busted for drug possession.
I remember talking about this.
For today, you are batting 0.0.
Yes.
But you could be batting 500.
I could be batting 500. I'm going to say that is Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Well done,
Back
Amber.
on the board.
Well done, Lern. Well
Thank
done,
you.
Amber. What tickets would you like?
Can I get Post Malone?
You can get Post Malone. Post Malone Jelly Roll May 13th at Busch Stadium. Amber is going. Rich in Owensville.
Hey, man, how's it going? Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. Are you prepared to play fake news or Florida?
I am.
All right, let's give it a whirl.
Good luck, Rich. This just in. A Key West woman was charged with assault after she attacked an Easter bunny who took a lunch break when her daughter was next in line for a photo.
Oh, that sounds like Florida.
Fake news.
That's the
Dang
this
it.
game is.
Too good to be true.
All right. Standing on the Golden Gate Bridge while I was taking this call. And using dial-up modem. I like your style,
It's
Rich.
very cool.
Rich, a Fort Myers man was busted for bringing an alligator into a Piggly Wiggly supermarket, claiming it was his therapy animal. You do have a lifeline.
Let's go with Florida.
Later.
See you later.
Goodbye, Rich.
Have fun on the moon. Or
Don't
wherever you're
jump.
Don't jump, man.
You know what? I was going to end it there, but we can't end.
at. On a loser.
We can't end like that. Ethan in Woodland.
Hey, man, what's going on, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm just driving to work, man.
All right, here we go. Get you some tickets, dude. Get you some tickets. Don't forget, Lern is batting 500 today.
I am.
Ethan, this just in. A holiday man had his monkey taken away after police busted him for driving a stolen vehicle.
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
Right out of the
Well
gate,
done.
Ethan. 1 for 1. Let's do it right here. Get you some tickets.
Time to dunk, buddy. The city of Lake Worth accidentally sent out a zombie alert on its official Facebook page.
That's Florida.
Oh, that's Florida.
That's how it's done, Ethan. What tickets do you want?
Bath salts.
Well, Moon, do you still have Can You Feel the Punk tonight?
I do. You're going. Can You Feel the Punk tonight, Saturday, May 3rd at the pageant. Stoked to see you at the 3 p.m. show, Ethan. Man,
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's a perfect one to end on.
That was great.
All right. Thank you for playing Fake News or Florida. Today is flying by, man. The boss is not here. We're just kind of loosey-goosey, just throwing things at the wall, and we're having a good time.
It's nice.
Time flies when you're having fun. 8:14 on Tuesday, April 29th. Learn, tell me what's happening on the road and in the skies.
It's brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need some extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Eastbound 70 just past 141. The right shoulder is closed due to an accident. All lanes are still open. Your point weather today will get up to 73. Overcast and cloudy like you see right now. A little spot of sunshine peeking through, which is nice. 56 is the low. Thunderstorms and off and on for the next couple of days. Currently, it's 72 out there, and your point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
All right, we're going to do some news next. And coming up, there's a guy breaks into the police headquarters, steals SWAT gear, and they don't even notice for 2 days.
Wow.
You're not going to believe it, and you're going to want to know where it was.
Stand by for news.
Next.
Well, gentlemen, we will see you in St. Louis on Sunday. We are so excited to have Point Fest back and to have you guys be a part of it. But I want to kind of talk about this from a couple of different angles, all right? First and foremost, the crew that you have working with you in the Seether camp, I'm sure is scaled down because of, the craziness that is the pandemic. But can you talk about like sort of what the crew is doing now, added responsibility that they weren't doing before to keep you guys safe for all these shows, just so you can play them?
Go ahead, Johnny.
Actually, for us, our little world, obviously, venues will have different rules, mask mandates backstage. Our crew, we still have a full crew. We have our regular setup, our techs and front of house. So it's such a healthy thing and a great thing to be playing shows again, man. This time last year,
right. So where I actually made up a word this morning, and I'm so happy about this. Now, the last year and a half of all of our lives, the word synergy has been like kind of a gigantic joke. Like there's all this stuff happening all over. You're just trying to make it work for the day.
Yeah.
But it seems like, Amy Lee, front woman of Evanescence, that you have a very synergistic year ahead of you. The album is out now. The single doing great. The big tour with Hailstorm later this year. This feels like synergy to me. And I bet you for you, it's finally like, huh, great. We're finally here.
Yeah, it feels really good. You know, part of last year and this time, something that's felt really good is just to keep going, just to go harder. Don't let it stop us. Don't let anything hold me down. Like just this feeling of, I can't waste a minute. I don't want to waste a day. We don't know if we have tomorrow. So it is time to just do what we were born to do. So kind of taking that attitude after the initial sort of like, frustration and heartbreak and just frustration. I want to say that word a lot because a lot of it was that, but also just anxiety and fear about everything. You know how this time has been. I don't have to describe it. But it's felt really good to sort of take control of the things that we can control, make great music, give something to our fans and have something to look forward to and be excited about.
Now, can you kind of talk about how early on or what part of the process of recording the record were you when the pandemic hit and you guys had to split up?
Yeah, we went into this different regardless of anything. We didn't know about the pandemic or anything yet. We went in the studio January of 2020 just to do a couple of songs with Nick Raskulinix, our producer. Just sort of see how it goes, you know. We knew we had a few songs, but we knew we had a lot more music to write before we're going to be really ready to go in and record a full album. But like as time goes by, like I know how daunting and soul consuming in a good way, but also in a way it is to make an album. So we were just kind of being adults and going like, hey, why do we have to do this all at once the way we've always done it and lay all the drums first and know exactly what's going to happen? Why don't we just take a more free approach and be experimental about this and go in and do a few whole songs and then come back after the tour? So we were lucky that we started things off that way because we walked out of that studio with 4 finished mixed songs in March, right before we really couldn't be together for months. And I recorded the last few like vocal bits right here on this mic. And we've sort of mixed remotely. It was like right at the edge. So we had those songs to carry us through. Like we just started releasing them and simultaneously just dove into the creation of the rest of the record.
So do you think that this might be how you do it going forward as far as the recording?
You know, we went in the studio in like November of 2019 to record this cover of The Chain by Fleetwood Mac for a video game commercial. And it was so fun and satisfying and good to go and just focus on one thing. Really, that's what inspired the idea. So we went in going, hey, like we don't have to play by anybody's rules. We can go in whenever we want. Like, let's just do it a piece at a time. I love that. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of we're a band who loves albums. I love transitions and intros and an epic journey and the whole tale. But I also love the freedom of living in a world where it's totally acceptable. Just go record a song for no reason and put it out there. So I think that we're going to embrace that mentality moving forward. It doesn't always have to be the whole thing.
I was having a conversation with one of our younger staff members a couple of weeks ago. And he mentioned to me that he had just started listening to full lengths, like in, you know, he was, you know, mid-20s guy. And, you know, Amy, it still blows me away that's, you know, that we are sort of almost the anomaly in being ones that love all those aspects of the full album and the album titles and the artwork and the song titles. Like I still really get into that. And so it just kind of took me aback a little bit.
Well, if he's listening to his music that's all new, you know, currently that's less of a focus for a lot of artists. It's more about and more about the one song. So he's not wrong. It's not like you can go just find any artist and they're going to have a great album for you. It kind of depends on I wonder what the first ones he's digging into are. I wonder what inspired him.
I'll tell you what it was. It was Radiohead OK Computer.
Great.
Which was, I was like, okay.
As somebody who's used Amco Ranger termite and pest solutions myself, I want to let you in on why they're my go-to for protecting my home and my family. Bugs and pests aren't just a nuisance. They can carry disease and cause thousands in damage. Termites alone cost U.S. homeowners $5 billion a year, and insurance won't cover it. And that's why having a trusted pro pest control service matters. Amco Ranger has been protecting what matters since 1965. They're one of the last truly local family-owned pest control companies in the area with 60 years of experience right here in St. Louis. The team is friendly, background checked, highly trained, no gimmicks or high-pressure sales ever. I love their 100% satisfaction guarantee and the best price promise. If you're not happy, they will make it right. And if you find a better price and a comparable service, they will credit you the difference. From termites, mosquitoes, and ticks to ants, spiders, and mice, Amco Ranger handles it all. Ask about their bundle plans for big savings. Get your free quote or inspection today. No pressure, just honest, expert advice. 636-441-BUGS or online at amcoranger.com, amcoranger.com, protecting what matters since 1965.
He is kind. He is supple. He is magical. He is stainless. He is sensual. He is raw. He is power. He is limber. He is untouched. He is pure.
Yes, happy birthday, Riz. He's on his way with his family down to Disney World, but that's all right. We are here hanging out just a few days away from what I was just told is actually free comic book day. Remember we were talking about National Comic Book Day?
Oh, it is a free comic book day.
So get this. Yeah, my buddy Ryan Stewart, who's actually the singer for Hazard to Your Booty, who's going to be in later today doing Rafe's #2 show. That's right.
Today is a booty day. The entire 8-piece Hazard to Your Booty funk band will be performing a tiny stall concert. Whoa. And then my buddy Ryan and Pat are going to stick around for an interview. They were the house band when I used to do STL Up Late, our city's version of Saturday Night Live back in the day.
Dude, great dudes.
Great dudes, great senses of humor. And I'm really excited to have him on the show. So check that. Should be dropping at 4 o'clock today.
Awesome.
And we'll be recording that right after we do the show. So check it out.
I met Ryan. I was sat next to him at a wedding 20 years ago. And great dude. And just happened to be, we were talking about Hazard coming in today doing your show. And he reached out after he heard us say it. And he said, 5/3, May 3rd, is free comic book day. And his buddy's new series, Crypt of Heroes, is releasing its first issue in stores across the country. It's an STL homegrown comic book that he thinks that we would dig and want to support. So Crypt of Heroes, free comic book day is this Saturday. How cool is that? That all worked out really well. Well, Hazard to Your Booty on the #2 show. That should be out at 4 p.m. today. Very cool. All right, let's get into some news. I have some local news that is pretty intense.
Yeah, this story is wild.
Super wild. News is sponsored by
Schicker Auto Group, your headquarters for American-made Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles. Shop local. Visit shopschicker.com.
So check this out. Again, local. And it took 2 days for St. Louis police to realize that somebody had broken into their headquarters parking garage, entered an unlocked SWAT bunker, and stole guns, ammo, and a projectile launcher.
Great. Just what we want on the streets.
They keep using that word projectile launcher, so is that like a
potato gun?
Oh, no. I think that's like a RPG or something, right?
Fantastic.
Well, probably something that shoots the crowd control thing.
Oh,
right?
Projectile launcher like the sandbag?
Like a t-shirt gun?
Something like that, maybe?
Oh, man, I hope it's something like that.
Okay.
Because We're not done with the projectile launcher. Police have charged 25-year-old Alex Johnston with the theft after security footage showed him slipping under the garage gate, trying car handles, and later walking off with stolen gear while wearing a police tactical vest. Most of the stolen items, including a shotgun and a starter pistol, were recovered at homes in Crystal City and Fredericktown, where Johnston was arrested. However, the projectile launcher remains missing.
Oh, boy.
Johnston, who has multiple prior theft convictions, now faces burglary, firearm, and weapons charges. And internal investigation is underway to figure out how the SWAT bunker was left unlocked and to tighten security in the facility, because that is a full-on. We're still missing the projectile launcher.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And, yeah, that's not good.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how do you... Somebody had to know where the bunker was, know that it was going to be unlocked.
Well, it didn't say he went straight to it. It said he went under the gate. The video shows that he went under the gate and then started trying car handles.
Okay. And then so you think he happened upon
an unlocked
the
SWAT
bunker?
vehicle or a SWAT bunker with all the
And
stuff.
there is a chance the launcher, I guess it can do everything from lethal to a range of less than lethal. So.
Oh, you looked up projectile launcher?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Okay, so we're not talking about RPGs like the.
No, but it looks pretty. It's a
Grenade
cool
launchers.
look. I want to own one of these. They look awesome.
Well, there's probably going to be one at a pawn store.
Isn't that cool as heck?
Oh, okay. So you put like tear gas
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever type of gas. Like this, it launches the little
Or
canisters.
gumballs. You put gumballs in there and feed people.
Yeah, jawbreakers. Well, let's go lighter then. A wildlife group captured a beaver breaking wind. But unlike us, beavers don't do it for relief or amusement. No, it's on purpose. Here is Beaver Officer Lauren Jasper talking about why beavers cut the cheese.
We put camera traps out to try and track the beaver activity, and we got loads of really great stuff. So we got the beavers building their dams, grooming, feeding, swimming. But one that did stand out and made everyone in the office laugh was the beaver breaking wind. Beavers, near their tail, they have glands that can secrete this oil called castoreum, and that actually helps them to mark their territory. So we think what the beaver was doing in the video is actually marking its territory and communicating to any other beavers out there that actually this is my patch.
Man, I don't know what the
Beaver.
psychology is, but that accent makes everything so much more interesting.
I agree.
We should just teach our children with videos from, with British accents, just talking about beaver farts. Like I was.
Yeah, beaver farts are like, I felt like it was a professional conversation and we're talking about
Don't you
beaver
spell that
farts.
Q-U-E something or other?
What?
I'm sorry?
No, that's a good one. You guys will pick up on it later.
Okay. A mailman in Michigan is going viral for returning $10 that he found in a homeowner's driveway. He rang the doorbell, but nobody answered, so he left it along with a note in their box. Homeowner caught the good deed on the doorbell camera and posted it online. Here is the mailman, Joshua O'Hara, and a woman he returned the money to, Sarah Hajduk, talking about the kind gesture. If I feel like Lern just got the joke.
I did.
You have to explain
You
it
guys
to
just
me.
witnessed it's a pee fart, dude.
Okay, from the front.
From the front. Just as we were talking about yesterday. This is the second time in a
That's
row
why
that this has been brought up.
I just didn't think that you'd be the one that goes for that.
Well, sometimes you.
I think
You
I'm
know
having an influence on you. I don't know. I apologize to you, mother.
Good job, Scott.
Thank you. Oh, that turned around quick.
You crossed over the rocks, I guess.
I just couldn't help thinking about that paddle tail and what kind of noise you're getting off a beaver fart.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to sound neat.
Well, it's just like you guys talking yesterday about the seats in school.
Yeah, he's
If
got
you
a
would
built-in seat.
Yeah, you have a hard surface to really echo that thing out.
He's farting off of a ping pong paddle,
That's right.
essentially.
And can their paddles like turn? Because if so, he could control where that is blown into.
Oh, I bet so. Beavers are
That's neat.
exquisite.
Yeah.
That is
neat.
That is very neat.
Back to you. What?
Okay, yes, I don't know, something about a mailman giving $10 back. We can move on.
Not as cool as a
You
beaver
should have been,
fart,
yeah.
dude.
The beaver fart should have been the headliner
Give
for
yourself
this
a
show.
swing and a miss for
Yeah.
trying to follow beaver fart with mailman giving $10.
Nobody cares about the mailman now because we are straight up paddle farting right now.
All right. Hey, you might care about this, though. Have you ever gotten anything? I mean, we all order stuff from Amazon and from Etsy.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones, like I get stuff off of Reverb, which is different instruments, guitar pedals, guitars, whatever. There's a UK mom that is going viral right now because she was stunned when a package that she ordered from a site called Vented, which is like clothes, right? I think it's like resale stuff, clothes.
Okay.
Like eBay or whatever. It came in a cereal box, like a busted up cereal box. Kath Humphreys had bought clothes for her toddler, and she was shocked to find that the packaging was all broken and bizarre. Embarrassed, she rushed the box to her car and later left the seller a review asking for better packaging. The seller replied that it was the only box available and that they don't care. They gave her a 2-star buying rating, and now she's gone viral and it has over 300,000 views, sparking a debate online. Some laughed and said, that it was a pretty creative reuse, and others were like, this is absolutely unacceptable. You got to look this up. The box was a busted up old chocolate cereal box.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand? Would you be okay getting underwear or a dress or whatever it is you're getting off of a clothing resale if it was in a Count Chocula box?
Yeah, I've ordered things off of Etsy before in cute little vintage boutiques, box things up in random, as long as it's clean, there's no problem.
I actually think it's kind of charming.
Yeah. I like it.
Like if you sent me a wand massager used in an old Frankenberry box.
It's a little.
It's kind of cute.
Kind of cute.
It's very specific.
But it's also going to be cleaner than probably most boxes, right?
But yeah, the cereal box is.
It's like almost sanitary, bro.
Little cute little box,
Hey, remember earlier when we were talking about Gen Z and the differences of what they're spending their money on, what they're kind of prioritizing as essential bills?
Yeah.
27% of 18 to 25-year-olds, here's the facts, consider gym memberships to be an essential bill. According to a research done by Intuit Credit Karma, they polled over 2,000 people. This was in the UK in March. A quarter of the surveyed group considered streaming services to be a must-need to meet their basic quality of living. So I'm not sure there's a right or wrong here, but every generation clearly has a different set of essentials or things that help their well-being. Among other cited essentials, new clothes, 25%, skincare and beauty treatments, 22%, and socializing, 30%. The survey shows that across all groups, many adults are extending their view of necessities beyond bills like utilities and groceries, indicating that young adults are increasingly concerned with looking after their overall well-being and their mental health. Gen Z is redefining the meaning of essential spending, ensuring that their emotional and physical health and social needs are met as well. Quote, however, this shift comes with financial trade-offs, with some adults taking on debt to maintain what they see as an acceptable lifestyle. Tools like credit monitoring and responsible borrowing can help ensure financial stability while maintaining your ideal standard of living. And a quarter of adults surveyed across all age groups deem investing in their mental well-being is as important as traditional expenses like food and housing.
I agree. Got to have a good mental state.
Among 25 to 34-year-olds, the figure increases to 39%, while 30% of surveyed people in this age group agreed that spending money on their physical health is non-negotiable. So, I feel like a lot more people are struggling financially, but it seems like a lot more people are also prioritizing their money into places that kind of see them feeling better.
And as I say, preventative care it's going to be way cheaper to spend, $30 a month at the gym and do this and that, maybe a few $100s a month on vitamins, all this, than
surgeries
hundreds and hundreds of
treatments.
thousands. All that versus endless bills for the rest of your time for 50-something.
Speaking of that, yesterday I got an email from Ameren because we have solar panels, and I'm telling you what, man, it is the best thing on earth.
I was jealous when you posted this.
I posted this last night. My bill, so I spent $6.91 on electricity in the last billing cycle. So last period, my solar accumulated for almost 115% of my total usage. So a lot of our solar that we gained through our panels went back to Ameren, but we were maxing out with the sunshine, just power in our house. $7 for my electric bill.
Yeah, so explain that, because I had it explained to me. One of my buddies sells this stuff, and he was like, you're not just powering your house.
Right.
You're storing energy and selling it back to Ameren, basically.
Right. It's going back to Ameren, but you're obviously your usage, right? So running the laundry, doing the dishwasher, turning lights on and off, the air conditioning, because I turned that on last month. we are using part of our solar, but and for the most part it evens out, and like, you know, our bill will fluctuate, but man, it hasn't gotten over like $50. I'm not kidding.
That's cool.
Isn't that awesome?
I would love that.
Does it kick up in the summer pretty heavy?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have like more sunshine in the summertime, so it's good, and we're running our AC all summer.
And does your house, which way is it facing?
Our house faces west.
Dude, considering how much rain and snow and gloom that we had in this last billing cycle or quarter, I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is
And I
so
get,
cool.
you know, people always ask me, like, well, how much did it cost to put them in? It's about $15,000 to install, for my house, to install the I think we have 4 solar panels, maybe 8. We have 2 different ones. But we are recouping that cost. We paid for that outright. And the fact that,
if you plan on sticking around for a while.
Well, and if you are looking for a house and you see it has solar panels on it, swoop it up. Because that means that the person invested that equity into that home.
It adds to the equity of your home for selling it, though,
It does.
too, right?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Do
that
you
makes
get
sense.
subsidies back for that?
We did for the first year. So when you install solar panels, like Ameren had a rebate that came back to us, which was really nice. So highly suggest. I know a lot of people are curious about it, and I'm loving it, man. $7.
Energy
up.
up.
Energy,
Yeah.
for
Energy
sure,
up.
dude. But hey, make sure you're looking at the fine print with those rebates.
Absolutely.
Because when I got an EV car, they're like, "Hey, there's a rebate on this," and then when we went to do it, oh no, sorry, man. As of this year, that's gone.
bummer.
Really?
Gone.
Yeah, make sure you do. Again, that was we got them in 2022. So
Yeah, there's the Tesla has the shingles. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty cool
That
as
is
well.
neat.
Hey, there's this cereal box that the toddler's clothes came in, and it looks like it was chewed on by rats.
Yeah, that's a little
this
weird.
is way
Disaster,
grosser
dude.
than.
I thought it was going to be a very pristine box.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
just a cereal box. It was a cereal box that had been around for 6 years. Probably a
Wait, let's see.
cereal that's not even made anymore. That looks like garbage.
Does it say 2010? What's that expiration? No, 2025. All right.
Yeah, okay, so it's a fresh box.
All right.
Check this out. New research published suggests that taller students, on average, perform a little bit better on standardized tests than their shorter peers.
So they're standard.
I guess you got to stuff your shoes to ride the roller coasters and to perform better on tests. Drawing from a large sample of students in New York City public schools, the study found that each standard deviation increase in height was associated with modestly higher scores in both English, language arts, and math across grades 3 through 8.
Because you can see over the kid's shoulder in front of you.
Oh my gosh, you cracked the code. You're right. They never even considered cheating in here, but you're right. You know what?
See all around the room, see what everybody else is putting, see.
You're right. I'm not even going to read the rest of it because I think you solved it, and taller people are not smarter than us shorter people. Are you, Scott?
Yeah, we are. I mean, we're closer to the sun, and the sun expands your mind. You guys are closer to the ground. It doesn't do much.
Speaking of being closer to the ground, did you guys see this racing boat wipeout?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun one.
Lake Havasu, if you haven't seen this video, you're going to see it, I'm sure, this week because it's one of the most spectacular crashes of anything you've ever seen, and they lived. Lake Havasu over the weekend left people shocked. The 2 people on board are going to be okay. Here are a couple guys talking about how this boat flew out of control. They were going for like a speed record. They were going over 200 miles an hour when it basically just caught wind and took flight. This thing went 30 feet in the air, maybe even higher, in a matter of seconds, and then flipped. And then the nose comes down.
It almost looks like
smashes-
CGI the way that it floats around, just like
It's crazy.
You
It's a
see
kite.
it, and you see it hit the water like concrete, and it's just like, nope, those guys are gone.
Right.
But no, they are okay. Check this out.
It was about halfway, 3/4 way down the course when we saw the nose start to lift.
It actually did a complete flip and then a complete 360 and then came in backwards and upside down.
Well, as soon as the boat took off, lifted into the air, there was audible gasps. We just held our breaths and hoped for the best.
Today, they've been in great spirits, joking around, a little bit sore and banged up, but for the most part, they're happy. The boat can be fixed, so we were just glad that nobody had any major injuries.
Yeah, it's
Holy
amazing they say
smokes.
the boat can be fixed.
Yeah. Do you remember
Right.
watching those hydroplane boats that used to race all the time? And there was Miss Budweiser.
And
that
they
was
would-
like the champ.
And they would fly up too, and
Those
just
things would have
shatter.
And I mean, people got killed a lot in those.
I've never seen a boat do what this boat did, though.
No, that
It's
one
crazy.
flew. But
It was
you got to
crazy.
look up the old school boat races because they were brutal.
So this video hit pretty immediately, but then after a day or two, after they established that these guys are going to be okay, they did just release, and I think it was this morning or yesterday, video of the inside. you can watch them, and it's wild because it's one of those long speedboats, and there's only 2 seats, and one guy is on the wheel and the other is on the throttle, and the throttle guy is just meh. I mean, they are maxing out, and all of a sudden you see him just yank it down, and then everything just disappears.
Oh,
shatters, and that is your news. All right, it is 8:43, Tuesday the 29th. Lern, tell me what's happening on the roads and in the skies.
The roads are brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. If you need some extra cash, they can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. So let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We have a crash on eastbound 70 past 141. The right shoulder is closed. Point weather today, we're going to get up to 73. I believe the showers are done. Sun's kind of peeking out. Just going to be kind of overcast today. Thunderstorms for the next couple of days. Unfortunately, a low of 56 tonight. It's currently 71, and your point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning. More reliable than your St. Louis weather.
We'll do some emails after the break. Riz Show at 1057thepoint.com.
This is Rizzuto. Not only is he rich, but he also has a lot of money. And he's looking to invest in the next big idea.
Hi, my name is Riz, and I have a lot of money. I mean, almost too much money. So I'm looking to invest, and I've asked the fellas to come on down to my office and pitch me their ideas. Do they have what it takes to be in the biz?
Meet King Scott. By day, he's the producer of the #1 morning show in St. Louis. But by night, he's not at...
Hey, it's Riz, and if you've been looking for a sign to put yourself first, this is it. I want to tell you about Parkrest Plastic Surgery because I truly believe in what they do. Parkrest is all about helping you feel your best with results that look totally natural. Their team is incredible. Surgeons, nurse injectors, working together, always recommending the least invasive option that gets you the results you want. And I love that Parkrest doesn't take a one-size-fits-all approach. Everything from the mommy makeover to fat reduction, injectables, or skin rejuvenation is customized just for you. The focus is on building your confidence, not just changing how you look. They offer everything from Cool Sculpting Elite and Smart Lipo to a Veli for cellulite, and their nurse injectors are experts at helping you look younger without looking done. Plus, their aesthetic center offers all the latest services like hydrofacials, laser hair removal, and radio frequency microneedling. Dr. McGuire and Dr. Kaplan are true leaders in the field, and people literally travel from all over for their expertise. I've seen the difference Parkrest can make, and I honestly can't recommend them enough. Take the first step. Visit parkcrestplasticsurgery.com. That's parkcrestplasticsurgery.com and see what's possible.
Well, here we are backstage at Point Fest with Greek Fire.
Hey,
gentlemen.
Hi, Donnie.
So guys, how did it go today?
Well, it went excellently.
Yeah, man.
You know why? Because so we had, just to fill anybody in, we had a bunch of technical difficulties, and it really wasn't anyone's fault, but a whole bunch of stuff was going wrong. But I tell you what, man, the St. Louis crews worked so hard. Everybody is friendly here. Thank goodness for Midwestern hospitality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody did such a great job fixing it. We got it on. And honestly, it was a blessing in disguise because it gave a few more minutes for these seats to fill up. And boy, St. Louis was ready, man. Like it was such a good crowd. And opening the main stage can be very difficult.
Yeah, man, that's tough. That's a gig that some people don't necessarily want.
Yeah, me neither. And but I do my part.
Yeah.
And we were like excited for the challenge because opening the main stage, a lot of people, even when they're like ready for a show, you got to pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
5 o'clock's a little early to be going wild.
Yeah.
But dude, I thought they brought it, honestly. And it was a blessing in disguise that it was a little trouble. We started a little late, cut one song, that was it. And had an excellent time. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it felt great to me once we got going.
But as you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, but being in bands and going through the come up, as it were, you have to kind of learn how to deal with freaking crazy crap going on probably fairly often, right?
Keep your head on the swivel. So
which would be a tough thing to do because I'd get pissy and want to walk out the door. Just for me personally, that's how it would go down.
I think you handle it the best.
Yeah, best thing to do that I've learned is just step back and focus on playing, keeping everything together in your own head, and then you can get to that point eventually where you get a little looser, but sometimes it can be pretty tough to center yourself when you're on a weird stage with no sound and whatever happens.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This ain't our first barbecue. This ain't our first rodeo, and we've had many of mishaps happen and that kind of stuff. And honestly, for a band like ours, for the most part, that kind of becomes some of the fun of it. It kind of takes out some of the monotony, especially if you're on tour. It gets a little Groundhog Day if the crowds are sort of similar. Obviously, hometown here, we want to do our absolute best and give it our all and go home with broken bones and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to learn to roll with the punches. If you don't, if a band doesn't roll with the punches, you know that they probably don't deserve to be where they are because they got there a little too fast.
Sure,
you know what
absolutely
I'm saying?
so. Musically, what's going on with you guys? What's down the pipeline is what I would like to know.
New 2SG's coming up.
Say it again.
We got some new 2SG coming.
I have heard that rumor. Hey, listen, it's all right to cross promote. Whatever we gotta do, man. Whatever we gotta do.
We're going to be opening for the 2SG really soon. And he's been busy with Cabo stuff. He's been busy with 2SG. We've been busy with Greek Fire stuff. We just did a new video for one of our favorite songs that we've ever self-produced and written. It's called Coming Alive. That video is live. So that'll be working itself into more sets. We have music that is done, that is either mixed or ready to get mixed. So we're kind of pacing ourselves and making sure we do it right, and we're not just putting music out to put out music. We want the support of stations and fans, and when it's like go time, we are ready for go time.
Right.
We are ready. We just
waiting for the right time.
Waiting for a few more pieces to be set.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask this. This came to my mind as we were talking. Is there more pressure when you're playing at home? And I don't want to say less fun because I know it's fun. I don't mean it that way. But are you a little more like sort of locked in when it's at home, or is it more freewheeling, or how is that?
That has changed over the years. For me, it used to be like way more fun back in the day, but also so much more stressful. Mostly because you got 150 family members that you don't talk to. They're like, yo, you're getting me front row, right? And I'm going to meet Donnie Fandango, right? And I'm going to hang out with everybody.
Right.
So you got to deal with that a little bit. But all kidding aside, there is more pressure, I think.
I think so. I agree, too. Yeah, because when you look out in the crowd and you see so many faces you know, you see your family, it's like it just kicks a different gear in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
The monotony thing.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a little bit of that out. It's a little more special.
100%.
He's our chill. He's our temperature gauge. So is it cool for you?
I like playing in front of the hometown crowd. It's a lot different than playing in front of other people because a lot of these people have seen us like 20 times, and you see those faces all the time, and you're just like, oh, hey, cool.
Yeah.
And like for me, I can just kind of look down and I'm like, oh, I feel a little more safe here.
Gets a little comfort,
especially in shows especially.
105.7 The Point, everything alternative. We are backstage. Big summer show happening. And look, it's my friends, Josh and Tyler from 21 Pilots.
Well, hey.
What's up, dudes?
Friends, what's up?
I wonder at how many more times that I interview you guys that we just turn the tables and you interview me. You know what I mean? Because this is literally like 4 or 5 times that we have spoken to each other. I just don't want you getting tired of me.
Actually, would you rather get attacked by 100 chicken-sized horses or 1 horse-sized chicken?
Oh, man, I think all the little horse-sized chickens. Wait.
All the little horses.
Horses.
It'd be like
chicken-sized
tiny little
chicken-sized horses.
Right.
There's something very creepy about that.
Yeah.
Not that I guess the big boy, they're both. That's neither one are particularly good, but I would go with.
The tiny ones? Yeah, you could probably just kick them in the face and stuff.
Just step on them all.
That's what I've thought.
You would have that advantage a little bit, I guess. You were able to do that.
I've thought about this a lot, actually.
Well, guys, it's great to see you again. I don't believe that you have really, in essence, been off the road in a couple of years. Is that true? Has there been any long spells at home?
We had 3 days the other day, so yeah.
Well, it was a day of travel, then a day off.
Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. You can always get a hold of us, 314-624-3833. That's 314-NAH-DUDE, or the Coleman's Campers text line at 314-649-DUMB, or email us, rizshow@1057thepoint.com. So let's get into some emails. The emails are sponsored by?
Emails are sponsored and presented by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, and dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions.
I wanted to start here in entertainment reviews. I read this and it confused me because, Lern, you had mentioned something about your episode coming out in June. So I'm just going to read the email. Good morning. According to TV Guide, y'all's episode of Bar Rescue is supposed to be this Sunday, May the 4th. Are you guys allowed to talk about it yet, or do you have to wait until after it airs? Sent from King Scott's Speak and Spell. He's referring to, or the emailer is referring to, Lern and Riz being on the show, but you're saying it's not coming out Sunday.
Yeah, I got a different date from like the producers. So I don't know. We heard late June, like
Apparently,
June 29th.
I guess you made it to the promo or something in TV Guide.
We're in the promo.
So maybe the new season starts, maybe?
Yeah, maybe it's the new season beginning, but you're going to notice a lot of people in the new season of Bar Rescue. It's not just us. There's other celebs in St. Louis. So I'm excited. And I don't have Paramount, so I need to go somewhere that has it. I need to be invited to someone's home. Yeah, because I'm excited to see it. It's going to be so much fun to see how they edited it this up. And
you haven't seen any edits,
no,
right? Nothing.
I haven't seen, except for the promo. I've seen us in the promo.
Wow. Well, I'm assuming this emailer is not just confused about this one thing. Being is they have TV Guide.
Okay.
Still. I didn't know anybody got that except for
I didn't know that happened
my
either.
dad still. Is TV Guide like online now, or is it still an
That's
old
a great
magazine that they
question.
send around?
It's out of print for sure.
People
I haven't
get their
seen,
highlighters
a physical TV Guide in 20 years.
When I was-
get the magazine.
When I was a kid, my dad used to get the TV Guide, and he would go through, it was like a Sunday ritual or whatever day it was, and he would take a highlighter or his pen or something, and he literally highlighted like where, when he was going to be in his recliner.
That was our parents' Instagram.
It was.
Highlighter and a TV Guide was your dad's Instagram scrolling.
Yeah, he
Every
loved
Sundays, like, oh.
Playboys and TV Guides.
Let me read you guys
In
this
Dad's
description of the
recliner.
new episode of Matlock.
Yeah.
Says here, Ben's taking on his toughest challenge ever.
How exciting is that?
I remember my grandpa's TV Guide had like the little blurbs.
Yeah.
They'd have little episode descriptions.
I mean, it was this thick.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to believe what Frazier and the gang are up to. Niles is going to a wedding reception with 2 dates.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
He would set his VCR to tape something off of TNT or whatever.
And you can go to tvguide.com to have the live TV schedule for free there, and it's basically Hollywood Reporter.
It'd be a good podcast. Go through an old TV Guide and just talk about what's in it.
Read all the
Every
blurbs.
episode's an old TV Guide. You just go through it. And
That would be cool.
The TV Guides.
All right, the next email.
Trademark.
The next email says this. Hi, I have a question.
Hi.
I won't know for another 2 weeks, but would you be able to do a gender reveal for us?
Oh, yeah.
I have the capability of having the results sent to another person once they are available, and thought it would be a lot of fun for my husband and my family to hear the show announce it on air.
That's cute.
If I have to name the baby Scott, Rafe, Scott or Rafe for a boy, or Lern and Moon if it's a girl, I totally will. LOL, love the show. Morgan.
Yeah, I'm going to require that Lauren has to, if it's a girl, because I've always wanted somebody to name their kid after me. So
And this is it.
And this is it.
This is the way. And we're going to make an
This is
executive
the
decision
way.
without the executive.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
he
saying-
likes that when we do.
We're saying yes.
We're saying yes.
This is what we do when Riz isn't here. We make decisions that are in concrete. it's
Little
in
baby
stone.
Rafe Scott.
Rafe Scott.
Scott Rafe. Or Lern Moon.
Lauren
That's what she
Luna
said.
or Luna Lauren.
Oh, well, if I'm only going to be the middle name, then I refuse.
What? No, I don't. I don't
Whoa.
refuse. Middle name, first name, last name, nickname,
Yeah, I don't-
whatever.
You can have Scott as middle name as long as you go by Scott.
They put it out there.
Yeah,
that,
they're offering.
that we would
Scotty.
trade the service for the naming rights. But yes, I'm gonna
This is like a stadium.
update this file and put yes, we have agreed. Sorry, Riz. He hates gender reveal.
Well, he's not
with,
here.
I'm with him on that train. This is a very complex issue for me.
Let's see how he feels.
Because you want to be a part of this. Now you like it.
I want to be a part of this. I want to be a baby named after me. I hate gender reveals.
Yeah, but let's see how he feels at the end of this week. I mean, he's going to Disney. His heart's going to change.
He's going to come back
love
gender
this.
reveal ready.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the man for that.
Yeah, this email came in last week, so another week. It's perfect. This will work out perfectly.
Great.
So Morgan, yes, we will do it.
Hurry, get it in by Monday. Find out by Monday.
I guess they
He'll still be gone. We'll do the gender reveal. He'll be none the wiser.
they have this ultrasound,
They probably get it in an envelope.
and they're going to mail the envelope
Or
over?
maybe it'll be an attachment and they won't open the attachment and they'll send it to us.
Morgan, email us back and let us know exactly how we're getting this so we can arrange it and make sure that it's all arranged and perfectly ready.
Executed.
Morgan, let us know the
before
organ.
Riz finds out. All right, the next one is, hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm a younger listener, currently in college and studying anatomy. In my class the other day, while learning about the human reproductive system, something I learned made me immediately think of you all. Everybody's going to love this, by the way,
Okay.
except for maybe one person.
Oh, no.
On the scrotum, a.k.a. ball sack, there's a line down the middle that basically helps hold stuff in.
Yeah.
It is called
The seam.
the Rafe.
No.
Pronounced just like our dear Rafe Williams.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how my professor keeps pronouncing it. I'll attach an image from the slideshow.
Oh, great.
Anyway, I just thought Rafe may find it funny that something on the scrotum is also called the Rafe, just like him. Thanks for all the laughs, a Gen Z listener.
Cool.
Wait a minute. No, this is great because
I am
I'm
the seam that protects the nuts of this country.
the jewels of this nation.
That's right.
Listen, I have been wondering if that had an actual.
There's pictures. Look.
I'm going to turn around. There's a
That's the
nutsack.
Rafe
What am I looking at?
Yeah. I mean, it's not real. It's
It's
illustration.
cartoon illustration.
And it literally points out the seam and just says Rafe.
Huh.
It kind of looks familiar,
Okay, I'm
too.
glad to know because when you look at a nutsack, there is like a little seam there.
Yeah.
You know, and I always
Little
wondered
stitch.
what's up with
Where he
that.
stitch you up. That's where God stitched you up, dude. I was the last needles. I'm the Lord's needle stitching you up.
That's right.
Oh, man, the last seam.
I'm your last line of defense between
Rafe is
your bare balls being attacked by the world.
holding your balls
True
together.
protector.
That's a man right there.
Thank you, anatomy student. That will forever be in my memory.
That's your Rafe Quater.
The Rafe divide.
Oh,
That's
thank you,
great.
Abby. Abby sent that over. Amazing.
Great.
Amazing information.
Knowledge
See,
is power.
When Riz leaves, we
That doesn't
learn.
bother me, actually. I'm kind of happy to hear that news.
That's great.
It's pretty cool.
Now, had it been a chode,
Little different conversation.
it would have hurt a little worse. I'm not going to lie to you. You move either direction by a couple inches, and I'm very upset right now.
But this is okay.
If you go down to the taint and I found out that was the Rafe, I'd be like, all right, that sucks. And if you go up to like a short, fat chode, I would also be upset. Because I would feel
man.
personally attacked. But being the seam,
Yeah,
being the thing that holds things together, that holds delicate, important things together, that feels good to me.
Look at you. You know what? I'm proud of you
Yeah.
right now. This is great. I don't know. It's like I'm proud that your anatomy name is
Me too.
so important to you. That's beautiful.
It's not important to me. It just
Well, it
doesn't
should
bother
be.
me.
It should be.
It should be now.
Okay. And
yeah.
as a woman, I'm upset
You should get that
because I
tattooed
don't
on
have
you.
one.
That's neat.
Cool.
Hey, fellas, and Lern. I live in St. Charles, and I have never, ever seen anybody driving around picking up stuff up from the curb. And guess what, guys?
What?
This email is not for me, but I have had a table on my curb since Saturday.
That's your table?
It's my table.
Nobody's
But it's the world's table, and no one is getting it. These junkers that you guys talk about,
Yeah.
remember how it would be gone in a couple hours? It'll be gone overnight because there's junkers just flying around in their Dodge Neons,
You gotta
strapping chairs to the top.
Move to a nicer neighborhood. They'll come by very quickly and grab stuff.
Guys, what am I doing wrong? Do I need a sign, a little wet paper sign that says free?
What is the table?
It's a wonderful table from IKEA. It's even got the little slide thing for the keyboard.
Uh-huh.
Dang. You could also say like $100, do not steal, and then it'll be gone in a second.
What am I doing wrong? Because my neighbors, I'm sure,
Must not be a good looking table.
I'm the Hoosier
I
of
don't
the
know.
neighborhood right now. It's a great looking table. It's got some paint on it, but like turn it into a.
What color is it?
Did you put a sign on it?
It's white. No, I didn't think I had to put a sign. You
gotta
guys
put
never
a sign.
mentioned any signs.
Yeah, you do need to say free.
You got to say not only free, but it needs to say table.
There might be somebody that wants to take it, but thinks you're going to be weird if they come grab something out of your yard.
But it's half on a street.
Maybe it's like a package table.
Still, like somebody going through your trash. You know what I mean?
But I'm giving. I thought I was doing all the correct things that you
Put
guys
a
mentioned.
little note on it, see what happens.
Yeah, if you put free on it, it'll go, because I've
Also
done
been
that.
raining.
If I ever set something on the side, I just put free and it's
free,
gone within
and if you want to be
minutes.
fun, you put free table to a good home.
Oh, there you go. So that way it goes to a good
And then they're
home.
like, well, I have to take it because I have a good home.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll do that. This person goes on and says, I just went to my sister's house in South City, and the very first thing I saw in their alley was somebody picking up junk. Crazy, you guys were just talking about it.
Yep.
But
they're
I've never
everywhere.
seen this in St. Charles. So stop saying everywhere, because it's not everywhere.
Oh.
They do not come out to me.
Well,
Please.
it's probably because everyone in St. Charles does this, so they go to our communities, come back to St. Charles.
Shoot. I should have. I've tried to get to this email before Riz left about all these Easter egg things down at Disney World, but we'll have to read it afterwards to see if he got any of it. How about this one? Listening to the. Oh, you got an answer?
No, just someone in the chat said that males and females both have perineum Rafe.
Oh, you got a Rafe too.
Well,
you got a Rafe.
So you got one
you
too.
got a Rafe down there?
Somebody said we all start out as female. If the fetus gets the right hormones to become male, ovaries descend into the labia, the clitoris extends to become the penis, and the labia seal up, and voila, the Rafe. So I do have
Rafe.
one. Everybody should go home later and take a look at their Rafe and let us know.
Rafe, you're
how
in
things
everyone's
are going.
genitals.
Send me some Rafe pics. You know
No
what I'm saying?
sending of the pics.
We got to start
Just looking at yourself.
I'm talking about
You
pictures
don't-
of me.
You don't need to send your
I'm talking about
Rafe
pictures
to
of me.
Just look at it at home and don't take a photo
Get
of it.
yourself a handheld mirror and check out your Rafe. Upload
Nobody
it
wants to
to.
see that on the Coleman Camper text.
All right, and finally, listening to the April 14th show, you guys read a post about dads getting the baby tested. Easy fix to all people knowing if the kid is theirs. You just make a law where there has to be a DNA test before the baby and the parents leave the hospital.
Wow, man.
Before there's any complaints about that, the way most laws are made is if a guy's name is on the birth certificate, the guy is stuck paying for that kid until they're 18. And it don't matter if the kid is 2 months or 17 years old unless you have a crap ton of money to buy a lawyer or a judge. This is how you fix this situation.
Thank you for this astute, never before thought of idea.
You don't like
You
it?
know
huh?
what? I'm kind of a problem fixer
All
here.
right, let's hear it.
Listen, I've been doing some heavy thinking. What if we gave a DNA test to all fathers? I'm
Now,
sure
Chuck,
no
that's
one's
a
ever
great idea.
no one's ever brought that to the table before. Yeah, you could do that. Add that to the litany of costs of having a baby in a hospital is run into your DNA.
And that's your emails. Thanks for emailing us. Always. We are always accepting emails at rizshow at 1057thepoint.com. Speaking of emails, Ethan, I hung up on him before. He wanted, can you feel
Yeah,
the punk
I saw
tonight?
that.
So go ahead and email King Scott at 1057thepoint.com.
What if when the baby's born, you ask it 3 questions that only the father would know?
Yeah.
And if that baby don't answer, maybe he ain't the pappy.
It's 9:07 on Tuesday. Lern, tell me about traffic and weather.
It's brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. If you need some extra cash, Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let them cure your blues. Eastbound 70, just past 141, the right lane is closed. Right shoulder closed as well. Just be careful. Your point weather, rain this morning, then cloudy, thunderstorms happening over the next couple of days. High is 73, a low of 56. It's 72 right now. And your point weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco. Heating and air conditioning more reliable than your St. Louis weather.
Headline Goo next.
By the one and the only Brent Smith of Shinedown.
I forgot how that song goes. All I heard was ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what are the actual words?
I don't think anybody actually knows.
Is that girls?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
There we go. That is some 80s.
You know what? We
That
got
is
to bring it back
hardcore.
for the weekends, right?
Okay.
The holiday weekends. So we got Brent Smith, Shinedown. It's a Point Big summer show. Couldn't be more excited to have you guys, Jelly Roll, back in St. Louis.
Yep. And John Harvey for the first time.
And Don Harvey. It's going to be insane. So this is
As I did this year was find out about Mid-America St. Louis Airport. We're talking about vacation, and Riz is down on vacation right now in Florida. And guess what? I can take the family down to Florida, 7 different destinations out of Mid-America St. Louis Airport, direct flights. Okay, so it's a couple minutes more on the Illinois side. You get those minutes back immediately just on the parking situation because you're parking literally next to the gate. I mean, there's no shuttles or any of that kind of jazz. You're getting your minutes back immediately. And then it's nothing but clean, easy, efficient travel. And you're surrounded by people that are going on vacation. They're either going to Vegas or Savannah or these 7 different locations down in Florida. And did I mention Gulf Shores? There is now a friggin' direct flight from Mid-America St. Louis Airport that takes off. It's on its first flight in a couple weeks here from St. Louis to Gulf Shores. Direct flight, St. Louis to Gulf Shores. You get to save a ton of money. By the way, there's no baggage fees for veterans. I mean, it just keeps getting better. Plus, the airport, it's got that new airport smell. It is just amazing in there. They got great snacks and drink and all that. And, what a godsend. Mid-America St. Louis Airport. Check out the website, flymidamerica.com. See the flights, book a trip, see all the things that are going on there because your next adventure starts here at Mid-America St. Louis Airport. FlyMidAmerica.com. That's FlyMidAmerica.com.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ready to roll? We are backstage at Point Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent and Barry from Shinedown. What's up, gentlemen?
Well,
How are
hello.
you?
What's going on? How are you?
It's great to see you. It's great to see you.
Good to
First
see
of
you.
all,
Thanks for being cool with us because I was super, super late. I was very, very late. Some things in rock and roll haven't changed. The singers are usually late.
Now listen, if we're going to do it, you are 18 minutes behind. I don't think that that's even late as far as rock stars go. I think that's just about flat.
All right, we can take that.
Yeah.
I don't know if do we look at ourselves as, the RS, the rock star type?
You don't have to. I appreciate that you don't, but I do, and I can.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
it. The reason I am late though is because I needed to take a shower because, quite frankly, I smelled like a farm animal. So I wanted to make sure that we were good today.
So see, the 18 minutes late is completely acceptable, and I do appreciate it.
Awesome, you should, because I had to be next to him. It was not good.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the record.
Thank you.
I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. The song Devil has been doing amazing things for the radio station. People loved it as soon as we put it on the air. There is something so great, and it just has that sort of anthemic quality about it. Where did that song fall in the recording of this particular record? Was that one of your first ones that came about?
It came about probably right in the middle. There were a lot of things about and are, in regards to Attention, the new album. We did things a little differently this time. We've had the pleasure of working with a lot of producers, a lot of great engineers, male and female. But it was time for us to do it in-house. So our bass player, Eric Bass, who is quite frankly, way more than a bass player. He produced Attention. He also mixed it. And so the dynamic of everything, too, is that it is a conceptual piece of work, but not in the traditional sense. We call it a story album because everything takes place inside of a room on the record. The goal is to put the audience and the listener into this room to take this journey. And Devil is basically the beginning of this journey because we don't look at it as like the story starts off at rock bottom, but the fact is this individual that is inside the story has come to a place in their life where if they don't confront what's inside of them that could potentially sabotage them, their family, and quite frankly, their actual life in general, they're going to have to face these demons, basically. So Devil starts the beginning of the story of attention, but the actual song was probably written about middle of the way in the recording process, or the writing process, I should say.
And there's a lot going on here because you recorded at Eric's studio, which was not a commercial studio that normally does this kind of thing, correct?
It is a commercial studio for him. He's done a lot of stuff there. In fact, when we met Eric 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when we were doing Sound of Madness, we were writing for Sound of Madness, and we actually went to his studio to write. We didn't know him. He was just a producer at that studio, and we wrote at that studio. And then, things happened and changed, and we said, what about that guy? Because he's extremely smart and a great producer. He was a producer first, came into us as the bass player.
Sure.
So, but he's done other records out of there, and other records have been done out of there even when he's not home. But it's not one of the, it's his place. So he has ownership of it. He built it. And this was actually the last record done there. He's moving the studio, so this was it. This was the, it's bittersweet, but it was a great time.
Well, I watched that documentary, and finding out that he's a big Ben Folds fan, I am borderline stalker-like when it comes to that man. So
Really?
well, not really, but
That's
just
okay.
a big
Ben Folds
fan.
is great.
Yeah. So that part was very interesting. I wonder about the dynamic while you guys are recording. Now, I have interviewed you guys numerous times over the years. I don't know you, though, as people, but I would bet you that while you're making a record, it can get intense.
Sure.
Do you guys fight? Do you guys argue? Do you guys... because I would think everybody's passionate. Passion levels are on high when you're doing this project that you put so much into. Do you guys communicate that way? Do you get after each other that way, or am I misreading that?
What are your thoughts on that?
This has done wonders for me. I have an insane schedule. Sometimes I'm not even sure how I'm keeping up with it. But Victory Men's Health has made such a difference for me. I have a vitamin pack that I have that was custom made for me. It's even literally got my name on every one of the little packs. And it was made by Victory for me after I had a blood draw, and they were looking at my blood down to a cellular level, trying to find out exactly what I was missing in every single way. And then not only did they tell me, and they went down the whole list, we had this amazing meeting where they were kind of teaching me the different things that I can change in my diet, where I can get a lot of these things naturally. And then, of course, the multivitamins and the different things that we put together in that pack. So I am just starting every day with a kick. I just feel great. Plus, I go in there all the time for vitamin IV drips. I even had a Niagen Plus drip last month that was just absolutely incredible. Huge difference. I felt so good. I was thinking so clearly. I still am. I'm feeling the results from it weeks later. If you want to experience any of this kind of stuff, Victory Men's Health is there for us with 4 locations, both O'Fallon's, the cardiovascular testing that they have down at Sunset Hills in that location, and then the Town and Country location that me and Rafe and King Scott go to. You will love it. Victory Men's Health. Check them out online, victorymenshealth.com. It's victorymenshealth.com.
Let's get to Moon's list of things he would like
Moon's
to achieve
bucket
before
list.
death.
There's some cool ones on here, man. There's a couple cool ones. Let's start with number 1. Moon wants to drive a monster truck, which is rad as hell. And I at least want to ride shotgun.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Growing up in St. Louis, big Bigfoot fan, as everyone should be. Mm-hmm. And, man, we've gone to this Monster Jam. Monster Jam always invites me out and has had me out for years and years, and take the kids, and it's just been the most fun experience every single time it comes through. We do a whole family event with it, and every time, Scott and I have done this, where we get down on the track, on the dirt beforehand for the pre-show. And when you're next to one, how can you not be driven to want to drive it? You sit there and you go, I am compelled.
Yeah. You have?
Oh, yeah. I drove the tailgater.
Dang.
A couple years ago.
Did not know that.
There's no second seat. It's only one seat, so you can't ride shotgun.
Dang. That's fine. Man. It's better.
I want to go.
Probably, and I have pictures, probably one of the coolest things I've done. I got to drive it over at the racetrack.
I didn't know.
I didn't get to crush any cars.
You didn't?
No.
It's candy.
They let me by myself in the car, like here.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. It's been a minute since we've had some goo.
Oh, yeah.
How are you feeling, King Scott?
I feel great.
Well, show me.
What's going on in the news today?
mixing the goo.
Today is International Dance Day, and dance is one of the two things that unites the international community. The other is a house of pancakes.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
nice.
Sorry, I thought that was a treat.
Hey, man, don't you be messing with pancakes.
I will not.
Dude.
That's ridiculous.
There we go. Sorry.
All right, dance is important to the world. I mean, without it, what would D-level celebrities do Tuesday nights on ABC?
That's true.
Many iconic celebrities got their starts as dancers, and there's also Paula Abdul. Yeah, like I said, today is International Dance Day. I love it. I'm going to talk a lot about it. Katy Perry is currently making a mockery of it on her tour.
That one made me laugh out loud this morning when I was reading it. Lern goes, what? What are you laughing at?
That's awesome.
There it was.
Today is Poem in Your Pocket Day, and it's the only day I can put my hand in my pocket and tell people I'm straightening out my Longfellow without getting arrested.
Oh! Scott.
You're in a
you're
something
really-
spicy about you today.
Tuesday. You know that. Elon Musk and Doge's cuts to the federal budget are way smaller than what they advertised, much like the penises of every guy who buys a Cybertruck.
Making more friends.
The manager of an Oklahoma Sonic gave weed to a teen employee, but his worst life decision is becoming the manager of a Oklahoma Sonic. Yeah, Willie Nelson turns 92 today. The best part of his birthday is always when his friends gather around and sing, "For he's the living rebuttal to every anti-drug ad ever."
He is.
And this is wild. He actually died 5 years ago, but was too stoned to realize it.
How dare you?
Don't you dare. It's
Don't
Willie's
you-
birthday.
Not
Nobody's
cool,
cool. This is not. Nobody likes that.
The first time I write a joke and I get in trouble for it.
Have some respect.
I would have given Moon extra royalties. I'm telling him. Pete Davidson says he's been fooling everyone with his public persona. Oh. Wow. So he actually is funny. Lana Del Rey revealed she kissed Morgan Wallen, and not to be outdone, Elizabeth Hurley revealed she recently deloused Billy Ray Cyrus.
Everybody's confused about that.
Dude, that
is
one
the
picture
best.
that you showed me is shocking.
It is shocking.
I'm
Truly
confused
shocking.
with it too. And finally, Steven Spielberg revealed his pick for the greatest American movie of all time. So congratulations to everyone involved in the making of Dude, Where's My Car? And may the goo be with you.
And also with you.
Biodome.
Thank you very much, King Scott.
Thank you. Oh, I missed.
Get your,
He just
get your
threw
hand
that.
out of your pocket and off your Bukowski.
Sorry. My Longfellow.
It's 9:20 in the morning here Tuesday. We're just having a good time without the boss around. Lern, tell me one last time what's happening with traffic and weather.
It's brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. They can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days, so let them cure your blues. We have nothing to report. Everything looks good. Everybody's at work. Congratulations. Your weather, 73 will be the high today. Sunny like you see now. More clouds this evening and possibly thunderstorms for the next couple of days. A low of 56. Right now, 72. And your weather is brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning. More reliable than your St. Louis weather.
All right, we'll be right back.
Let's get to Moon's list of things he would like
Moon's
to achieve
bucket
before
list. There's
death.
some cool ones on here, man. There's a couple cool ones. Let's start with number one. Moon wants to drive a monster truck, which is rad as hell. And I also I at least want to ride shotgun.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Growing up in St. Louis, big Bigfoot fan, as everyone should be.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, we've gone to this Monster Jam. You know, Monster Jam always invites me out and has had me out for years and years and take the kids. And it's just been the most fun experience every single time it comes through. We do a whole family event with it. And every time, Scott and I have done this where we get down on the track, on the dirt beforehand for the pre-show. And when you're next to one, how can you not be driven to want to drive it?
As somebody
you sit
who's
there and you go,
driven one.
I am compelled.
You have?
Oh, yeah. I drove the Tailgater.
Dang.
A couple years ago.
Did not know that.
There's no second seat. It's only one seat, so you can't ride shotgun.
That's fine. It's better.
I want to go.
Probably, and I have pictures. Probably one of the coolest things I've done. I got to drive it over at the racetrack.
I didn't know.
I didn't get to crush any cars.
You didn't?
No.
It's candy.
They let me buy my
Time to save some green. Go visit my good friends over at Mount Top Motor Company out there in Troy. They have an incredible lineup of cars, trucks, SUVs. In fact, you can see the whole inventory right now at mounttopmotors.com. And to top it off, no payments for 90 days. They have some of the best financing around, all kinds of ways to save some money. And what's amazing about them is they're just down to earth. It's a no pressure environment. So you're gonna find the right car. You're gonna enjoy the process because they're amazing. So aim higher, go to Mount Top Motor Company. It's mounttopmotors.com.
And it's Riz. We are backstage at Point Fest, and say hi to POD. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
What's up? I could hear him right now saying hello. Welcome back to St. Louis. Welcome back to Point Fest.
Yeah.
Great to
be St. Louis.
St. Louis, indeed.
In the house.
You like it here?
Oh, yeah. We've been coming here for many, many, many years.
Any?
I want to say a few decades.
Yeah.
It's been a while. For sure.
Any memories, special memories of St. Louis?
It is, but it's not a good one. We actually went to we were touring in a van back in the day, and we went to the movie theater by the train station. And it was like the only movie theater on the planet that's ever ran out of popcorn.
Really?
I don't even think they had popcorn. They didn't have popcorn.
They didn't have popcorn.
And we were like, this is how St. Louis does it, no popcorn? What's up with that?
Our radio station used to be down by that movie theater, by the train station, and somebody got axed to death in front of that theater.
Axed to death. See what I'm saying? Like, there's no good memories right there. You know what I mean?
And
popcorn, axed to death.
Popcorn, no popcorn, and axed to death. I think there actually is something a connection there.
Yeah.
But that theater right now is still empty. I think it's been empty for 15 years now.
Venue? Come on. Wow.
I think
you know what the downfall of that theater was?
No popcorn.
No popcorn.
I think the poster for Dr. Dolittle 2 is still hanging.
What a trip.
in that movie theater.
But all in all, you know what I mean? We've been coming to St. Louis for a long time. You know, Pops, we always play Pops.
Oh, Pops is great.
That.
Well, we love having you here. Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time for POD doing your guys' thing. How have you survived all this time?
Wow. Well, you know, we take our vitamins.
Cardio.
Lots of water, cardio. No, actually, you know what? Just learning how to get along and you know, our friendships, you know, respect, and all the years of touring the world together. We're either on a bus, train, or an airplane together, and just respect, and like we're like brothers. We get along, and sometimes we don't, and learning to accept each other for who we are and stuff like that. I think that helps. I mean, there's not many bands that can actually say that the original core is together, and we are 27 years later.
It's a long time.
27 years,
27 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
I mean, we've done a few Ozfests.
I think we hold the record here. We actually hold the record for playing in this parking lot. The main stage.
I believe you. How do you guys still stay motivated to play to play alive still, or Youth of the Nation still, or some of the really old stuff?
Well, people still come out to the shows worldwide. It's not just here in the States. And regardless if they speak English or not, they sing it, and it just makes a connection, man. And plus, I mean, there's no greater feeling than getting on stage and seeing a sea of people that you completely don't know on a personal level, connecting with the music that you created
and singing along.
Yeah, we're definitely a positive band too. So a lot of our music, I think, has definitely helped people get through some hard times. And a lot of times we get people come up to us and tell us how much our music may have inspired them to get off drugs or
and
just
it keeps on
life,
impacting like the youth. Like, so the parents are the parents now, like they love the message of our band, so they pass it on down to their kids. You know what I mean? Their kids grow up listening, and then it just keeps going and going. You know what I mean? So
that's all. So it's a generational thing at this point.
I mean, it's a trip, because at shows they'll ask how many people have seen us before, and you'll see hands go up. How many people haven't? And like half of the room has their hands in the air, and you're like, wow.
Just think about 27 years. Just think the kids that were seeing you in the 90s are now growing up and are now bringing their kids to POD shows.
Yeah,
that's got to be a trip to even see that.
Yeah, it's a trip.
So what advice would you give to new bands? You know, what is the misconception of it about being a big band, that the young bands would? Man, you guys must get paid $1 gazillion, and you know it's limos everywhere.
And there's definitely some peaks and valleys.
Bachelorette parties are in full swing, so if you want to kick things up a notch for the big night, you've got to check out Patricia's. They've got everything you need to make your party unforgettable. Fun gift bags, candy, naughty dice, corsets, and more. And with the weather heating up, why not heat things up yourself? Patricia's has a huge variety of body paint, glow-in-the-dark, edible, even kissable body paint, plus sexy temporary tattoos and body art accessories, so you could have a little fun without any regret. But that's just the beginning. Patricia's is packed with lingerie, costumes, lotions, toys, vibrating and non-vibrating, and something for everyone. Trust me, if you want to spice up your love life or make that bachelorette party epic, Patricia's is the place. 3 locations: St. Peter's, the Cave Springs exit, on Page 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. It's Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet, and where naughty is nice.
Yes, have some. You go.
Hey guys, it's a commercial break. Make sure to like,
subscribe, and share. It's the best way to show your love for the Rizzuto Show.
So cheesy.
All right. Oh, let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Okay, so wait, and Columbus, I don't think you have a clue how bad this this gun hurts. Would you like an example? Would you like to try? Would you put your butt on the line and?
You guys can shoot me.
Yeah. Have Scott. How about you shoot Columbus first?
Can I take one
shot in the
Can I
tush.
take one of his shots and give him 4? Was that
What?
fine?
No.
Oh, that's happened.
I'd like to. I mean, just as a gesture.
I mean,
of
that's a pretty
goodwill.
Good times.
You know, we were just talking about. Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. By the way, we were just talking about people smelling.
Yeah, smelly people.
Smelly people.
I
Smelly
apologize.
people in the office or in the mall or in an airplane. You know, Riz might be sitting next to a smelly person on the airplane right now. Let's hope. And it was perfect. Lern was like, "Oh, I got this thing on smelly people."
Yeah, and smelly people can be like body odor, or it can be like too much cologne, too much perfume. And the science says that you should follow your nose when seeking new friends. So there was some research published in the scientific reports that suggests our noses are really good cue guides for decision making as far as if we should befriend somebody. So 40 females took place in this speed friending experiment. They had their picture taken and were given a plain white t-shirt to wear for 12 hours. Okay, so they had to maintain their normal hygiene routine, etc. And then after briefly seeing their photo, the women were asked to rate the other women's friendship potential. Okay, so then they were asked to smell and rate each of the shirts of all the other women that they would later meet for 4-minute increments. So this is like speed friending. So after smelling and rating the t-shirts again, the study revealed the participants would significantly reevaluate how much they enjoyed meeting each woman. The cues that their noses received independently evaluated the women's likability. And so the author of the study explained that people take a lot in when we're meeting each other face to face, but the scent, which people are registering on some level, though probably not consciously, forecasts whether you're going to actually have a good friendship with this person.
Well, it's just like chemistry, but we're not talking about like perfumes. We're talking about like somebody's actual, just like their smell.
Like their smell. I mean, whatever their hygiene was. So if they had deodorant on, but maybe they had perfume, maybe they didn't wear any perfume.
Okay.
You know, so the people, I would imagine the people that smelled more natural or like had maybe a little bit of a body odor, the potential for their friendship was not as high as those of whom had better hygiene.
Well, interesting.
And I'm totally into this because...
Or do you think it's not pheromone based? Kind of like like sexual chemistry type stuff?
I don't know if the women were all straight or gay or I don't know. I mean, that's a good point.
I just wonder if pheromones work more than one way.
Yeah, I bet it does, right?
Sniff the Rafe. That's what.
Yeah, this is
Get
equal
in
parts
there
science
and
and
sniff that Rafe.
equal parts science, equal parts creep.
I
Kinda
have a
creepy.
friend who, when we hang out, because she doesn't wear the aluminum-based deodorant.
We were just talking about this while you were out of the room.
And so there's these natural deodorants that I am so sorry, and I don't want anybody to have like more metal in their bodies than they need to, but the natural deodorants, they wear off faster than the big corporate, big deodorant ones.
It sucks.
And it sucks.
Well, it depends because I've
you do the
been
natural?
aluminum free since like 2007.
So is
or
my
8,
husband. Yeah.
and I refuse, but you.
But they have aluminum. I have an aluminum free like Old Spice. Like I have
Yeah, I
an
mean, you
aluminum
could-
free
Right.
one, and it's still
But if you do
stink,
the trick is you get the fancy deodorant, and then you do like a coconut oil or something like that under it, and it dries it, and you don't sweat through the whole
We're
day.
talking about
It's
deodorants, though, right? Most of the deodorant onlys are aluminum free. We're talking about antiperspirant that usually has the aluminum.
Oh, I don't know the
Am I
difference
right?
of that.
either way, I'm with you. I just had this conversation. Moon and I were talking about on the break, and I was like, a friend of ours. Here's what they stopped using. They're like, I don't use aluminum. I don't use deodorant at all anymore. I've gone totally natural. And what happens is your body actually adjusts. And I'm like, it doesn't.
Your
You stink.
nose adjusts.
Yeah,
Your nose adjusts. When you come in my house, you
Ours,
stink.
yeah, ours doesn't.
And I don't know how to tell you, but I'm just going to tell you, you stink.
You guys, I don't know if Lern, you remember this, but there was a period in the beginning of the show, actually, where Riz was not using deodorant. He was using a crystal.
Oh, jeez. My eyes
wish
are
you
When
rolling
you
back,
say a
which is
crystal,
really
I'm
saying
imagining
something.
one of those little White Castle sandwiches from the South.
It was like,
It smells like onions.
if I remember right, it was like a Noxema, like a looking bowl looking thing with
And it
like
worked great,
a rock in it. I don't think it works.
He really loves his wife.
Yeah,
You know,
like I was.
he really loves her.
Oh God, we're gonna have to ask him about it when he gets back.
That
because-
is
Man, you kind of stink. He's like, nah, I smell like purple quartz.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basalt.
like amethyst.
But just remember, your sweat has urine in it, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
your natural body odor is a little gross.
And you know, it's hard
detoxing.
to tell somebody you love so much, like your friend. I mean, you can either have that great relationship with them and be like, dude, you smell like crap.
if you're a good friend, you say that.
Well, you would, yeah, no, but like if this is like a periphery friend where you're like, oh man, I don't want to like ruin the potential of a
hard.
friendship. It's hard.
It's hard.
Kinda, but that to me, and I understand. I'm a little bit more direct, and I don't understand social cues and like the delicacies sometimes. But to me, that's almost a sign that I'm trying to be a closer friend to you. Like if
yeah.
you're a peripheral friend, and I'm like, yo, man, hey, you kind of stink, and some people are starting to notice. That's me. I'm trying to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't care about you, I would never say that.
It's not always well received, though.
It's not.
You got to have a rule. We have a rule.
We have this. Yeah, I had this with you, man, too. The stink pact. John and I actually signed a document that said if either one of us ever smell bad, we will tell the other one. And Rafe has kind of continued that on this show, where if I smell bad or he smells bad, we will tell. And I know that I gas you guys out with my perfume sometimes because I'll come in like rolling pretty heavy on that because I love my perfume.
I'm nose sensitive.
I get angry.
I like my house to smell good. You guys are neutral. I'm very nose sensitive, and I would rather lean the other way.
I love a good smelling person. You know?
I shower every day. I don't ever go to bed dirty. It's just my thing. Like that is my sensitivity.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't ever want. I'm already like a big giant guy. You're not going to catch me stinking.
Riz used to have the superpower nose too, and COVID destroyed it.
That's
But
good.
he goes the other way. Like he doesn't like
Perfumes
any
and-
kind of like
Good
pleasant
smell
scent
stuff
either. So
Yeah.
it's hard. I don't mind it. I would rather you err on the side of like it's a little strong, but hey, it smells good, than me you being like, I'm off aluminum, and I'm like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, he's done a good job with me because like sometimes I'll spray myself down with like a body spray before I leave in our office, and he's just like, at first he was like, Jesus Christ, you know,
Riz talking
yeah.
about-
And now he's just like, whatever. Because it just, now it smells like girl. You know, you guys have been smelling old guys for like this whole time on the
Yeah,
show.
but dude.
And now there's a woman here.
The office needed that.
Smells like
Bro,
flowers.
I went, and I'm calling him out on the air.
Go.
I went in our old office, and the fast lane has it now.
Mm-hmm.
It stinks like a locker room in there.
It
Those
does.
guys got to get it together.
Nice.
I went into the office, and I go, oh, God damn. And Stalter goes, what? And I go, stinks. And he just hotboxing in here, farting on each. I mean, it smells
They
like
have a vent. They have a fan.
It smells like a teenager's room in there.
Well, they have one
I'm like,
jock strap.
Get it together,
They
boys.
share. They don't wash it or anything. It's their good luck
That's
one.
the
Yeah.
lucky jocks.
Yeah.
Get it together. So I would much rather have a little bit of body spray. Our office smells nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I struggle is breath.
Oh, breath.
Because that's when you don't, because that may not be fixable. There was a couple comedians at Moon Tower that got, it was like a band was playing, so people were getting close to me to talk, and I was like,
Let's take this conversation.
I felt like I was
out
making
in
that
the
bitter
wind.
beer face from the Keystone Light commercials of the 90s.
Oh,
where I
that
was like,
drives me nuts.
and I'm like, man, you got a tonsil stone hanging on or something? It's
Ew.
like, there's even like different shades of breath that I'm very sensitive to.
Like
where I'm
smoker
like,
or?
it's not even smoker. It's almost like an antiseptic smell that's like not quite right. Like it doesn't quite stink, but it doesn't smell right either. And I'm like, man, I don't know what that is.
That's
but
I need to
don't
floss.
like it. Yeah,
Smell.
maybe
Like a
some
deep tooth.
gingivitis.
I just remember
Pirate tooth.
I had one teacher, a teacher in elementary that was a smoker, and she always had coffee. So that combo, she'd like come and talk to you at your desk, and you're like,
Oh God,
what's the word?
I hate feeling people's breath, like people that get too close and are talking to you, and you can feel the hotness of their breath. I'm like, God, get off of me! Like,
I really enjoy you on
I know.
KC95.
Oh, you're breathing into it.
Thanks, Mr. Tosis.
There's something about that phrase, KC95, is like pushing a lot of breath on you. KC95.
I know. Thank you for telling me directly into my mouth.
Russian's an afterthought.
All things alternate.
I guess the moral of the story is ESPN smells bad.
Yeah.
And we're still
Aluminum
friends with
smell
them.
bad. I love those guys.
And aluminum for life!
Well, here we are backstage at Point Fest with Greek Fire.
Hey!
Gentlemen.
Hi, Donnie.
So guys, how'd it go today?
Well, you know, it went excellently.
Yeah, man.
You know why? Because so we had, just to fill anybody in, we had a bunch of technical difficulties, and it really wasn't anyone's fault, but a whole bunch of stuff was going wrong. But I tell you what, man, the St. Louis crews worked so hard.
Hey, my microphone. Hello. If you're someone who's looking to purchase a home or refinance, or if you're looking maybe to consolidate some of your ugly credit card debt and you don't know where to start, let Rafe make it easy for you. Go talk to Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie is your guy, and he makes it easy. I'm a comedian. I'm dumb. I don't own a home, and a lot of times I was intimidated by the process, and Stewie really, he made it easy for me, man. You have any questions on rates, industry, or trends, he'll give you honest advice about what's best for your current situation. He'll provide guidance and walk you through every single step of the process. And his signature bagel loan is available for new home purchases and refinances, too. If you're borrowing more than $200K, the bagel loan is a signature loan that covers the typical costs that are associated with closing your loan. That includes things like no underwriting fees, no appraisal fees, no title fees, no lender fees, no closing costs, and extra benefits of the bagel loan. For a refi, you get more money back in your pocket, less financed into your loan. You can maximize the cash back on a cash-out refi, and you can refinance your home for free without adding to your previous loan amount. So, personalized service with integrity. Stewie answers all your questions, and he gets you closed within 10 to 15 days. I'm telling you, no one beats Stewie. Whoever you're working with, do yourself a favor and at least give Stewie a call because he gives you his actual cell phone. It's 314-324-4440. If you call or text that number, you're talking to Stewie. He believes in personalized service. He's going to help you out, and he's going to lay everything out easy and simple for you. So call Stewie, or you can Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Time to save some green. Go visit my good friends over at Mount Top Motor Company out there in Troy. They have an incredible lineup of cars, trucks, SUVs. In fact, you can see the whole inventory right now at mounttopmotors.com. And to top it off, no payments for 90 days. They have some of the best financing around, all kinds of ways to save some money. And what's amazing about them is they're just down to earth. It's a no pressure environment. So you're gonna find the right car. You're gonna enjoy the process because they're amazing. So aim higher, go to Mount Top Motor Company. It's mounttopmotors.com.
All right, so I actually made up a word this morning, and I'm so happy about this. Now, the last year and a half of all of our lives, the word synergy has been like kind of a gigantic joke. Like, there's all this stuff happening all over. You're just trying to make it work for the day.
Yeah.
But it seems like, Amy Lee, frontwoman of Evanescence, that you have a very synergistic year ahead of you. The album is out now. The single doing great. The big tour with Hailstorm later this year. This feels like synergy to me, and I bet you for you, it's finally like, great, we're finally here.
Yeah, it feels really good. You know, part of last year and this time, something that's felt really good is just to keep going, just to go harder. Don't let it stop us. Don't let anything hold me down. Like just this feeling of, I can't waste a minute. I don't want to waste a day. We don't know if we have tomorrow. So it is time to just do what we were born to do. So kind of taking that attitude after the initial sort of like, frustration and heartbreak and just frustration. I want to say that word a lot because a lot of it was that, but also just anxiety and fear about everything. You know how this time has been. I don't have to describe it. But it's felt really good to sort of take control of the things that we can control, make great music, give something to our fans, and have something to look forward to and be excited about.
Now, can you kind of talk about how early on or what part of the process of recording the record were you when the pandemic hit and you guys had to split up?
Yeah, we went into this different regardless of anything. We didn't know about the pandemic or anything yet. We went in the studio January of 2020 just to do a couple of songs with Nick Raskulinix, our producer. Just sort of see how it goes, you know. We knew we had a few songs, but we knew we had a lot more music to write before we're going to be really ready to go in and record a full album. But like, as time goes by, like, I know how daunting and soul consuming in a good way, but also in a way it is to make an album. So we were just kind of being adults and going like, hey, why do we have to do this all at once the way we've always done it and lay all the drums first and know exactly what's going to happen? Why don't we just take a more free approach and be experimental about this and go in and do a few whole songs and then come back after the tour? So we were lucky that we started things off that way because we walked out of that studio with 4 finished mixed songs in March, right before we really couldn't be together for months. And I recorded the last few like vocal bits right here on this mic. And we've sort of mixed remotely. It was like right at the edge. So we had those songs to carry us through. Like, we just started releasing them and simultaneously just dove into the creation of the rest of the record.
So do you think that this might be how you do it going forward as far as the recording?
You know, we went in the studio in like November of 2019 to record this cover of The Chain by Fleetwood Mac for a video game commercial. And it was so fun and satisfying and good to go and just focus on one thing. Really, that's what inspired the idea. So we went in going, hey, like, we don't have to play by anybody's rules. We can go in whenever we want. Like, let's just do it a piece at a time. I love that. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of we're a band who loves albums. I love transitions and intros and an epic journey and the whole tale. But I also love the freedom of living in a world where it's totally acceptable. Just go record a song for no reason and put it out there. So I think that we're going to embrace that mentality moving forward. It doesn't always have to be the whole thing.
I was having a conversation with one of our younger staff members a couple of weeks ago. And he mentioned to me that he had just started listening to full lengths. Like in, he was, mid-20s guy. And, Amy, it still blows me away that's, that we are sort of almost the anomaly in being ones that love all those aspects.
Hey guys, it's Riz. If you're feeling run down, low on energy, or just not like yourself, I want to tell you about Mentality Health. Listen, if you're dealing with constant fatigue, weight gain, especially around the belly, mood swings, trouble focusing, or even a low sex drive, you're not alone. These could be all signs of low testosterone, and Mentality is going to help you out. Mentality is a local clinic with board-certified physicians who really know men's health. During your first visit, you'll get a full physical, a consultation, and complete blood panel. They go beyond what most doctors check by looking at your free testosterone levels and tailoring treatments just for you. Their FDA-approved testosterone therapy, sometimes combined with semaglutide, can help you burn fat, build muscle, get your energy and motivation back. Imagine feeling like yourself again, confident, focused, and ready to tackle anything. Mentality makes it easy, even with a busy schedule. Most insurance is accepted, and the process is fast, it's safe, it's straightforward. Plus, their doctors have even caught other health issues during routine checks. Be the dad who keeps up with the kids, the husband your spouse deserves, and the guy you remember from 5 or 10 years ago. Check out Mentality at mentalityhealth.com/radio, and don't let low testosterone hold you back. mentalityhealth.com/radio.
So if you change my mind 1,000 times,
You better hear them say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better change their mind. He better squeeze and a please and a...
We are backstage at Point Fest, and what a day in which this has been already.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and Victory Men's Health. Fellas, listen up. It's almost May, and so far you've been ignoring me for the first quarter of the year, and I'm tired of it. Take care of your health. Stop thinking that it's not a priority to you. You need to go to Victory Men's Health, figure out what's going on with you. If you're over the age of 30 or 35, maybe you're feeling a step slower or time's catching up with you. I know I'm creaking and cracking when I get out of bed in the morning, and Victory Men's Health has helped me like lube up and feel better and get my joints back in order and give me a little bit more energy to get through my day. You don't know what's going on with your body. Maybe you got low T, maybe you got a vitamin deficiency, maybe you need to lose a couple pounds, maybe you need some collagen. Are those crow's feet starting to bother you? It's okay if they are, Frank. You go in and get some red light therapy at Victory Men's Health. They even offer cardiovascular testing at their Sunset Hills location. But whatever's going on with your body, they test your blood down to a cellular level, and they give you a customized treatment plan for you. And there's 4 locations, so it's easier than ever. There's Sunset Hills, there is Town and Country, the one that Moon, King, Scott, and I go to, and one in each O'Fallon, Illinois, and Missouri. Pick one near you, schedule an appointment today, and go take your health back in 2025. Frank, do it! VictoryMen'sHealth.com, VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, good to see you, good to see you. Have a seat, man. Just wanted to have a chat with you, King Scott's Virginity, just to talk with you real fast and just to say, first of all, thank you for everything that you've done for King Scott and for his lovely fiance. And I also wanted to say that you've been such a big part of our lives, you know, whether it's the show or just in our personal lives. And relationships end, and it's time for you to go. And I didn't want you to be shocked, to be surprised or anything, so I wanted to give you an idea of what's going to be happening on the wedding night, what's to come, so to speak. So when two people are in love, they get married, and then after they get married, they normally go away somewhere, someplace beautiful, and then they get, you know what I mean? Like, they will go behind doors. I recommend going behind doors, and then you that so that bitch can't get out. You show her God. You know what I'm saying? This is how you show her. And so strong because she ain't never seen it before. And you drill. Okay, you know how when man first landed on the moon? That's what we're gonna do. We are gonna. She is your moon, and you are gonna take your flag, and you are gonna. No, it's gonna be fine. They're in love. If they got married, it's gonna. No, seriously, it's gonna be. We're gonna miss you. We love you. We miss you, but you gotta go. Beautiful. If you need more information, I've got a website. It's jerfinoff@gmail.com. It's all good.
Oh, hey, just sitting here checking out all my awards. You know, there are many ways to reach us in the Point Studio. You could call us, you could social media us, I think you could even fax us. But there's a new way. It's called Mic Drop. Yes, download the Point app, click the Mic Drop feature, talk into your phone, and your message goes right to us. Look, I just got one from Jeff Burton.
Hey, Riz, great show today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I f***ing read this stupid thing that head told me to read.
That's right, the new Mic Drop feature. Download the Point app.
Is this thing recording still?
All right, we are backstage at the pageant. Big time club show with 311. We've got Peanut and Mr. Nick Hexum joining us. Gentlemen, it is an absolute pleasure to have you back in St. Louis and playing the pageant. It's great to be able to be so close to you tonight.
You love seeing us in small places.
I do. I can't. I will not ever deny that.
It was a little off-camera, little banter we were doing. Yeah, it's good to be in small places. This is where we cut our teeth. You know, you were saying Mississippi Nights, and we did the same thing in town. But pageant, I walked in this morning first thing, like groggy, 9 in the morning, like, we're gonna destroy this place.
Okay, now this is a question.
People that have been here too, like there's this Wall of Fame, and
Oh, yeah.
the owner has got a photo with all the biggest people in the world. Like they get some great names.
It's
here.
incredible, and also too down at Blueberry Hill. I mean, what he has here at the pageant is just like, from what I understand, it is a very small amount of his collection. And over at Blueberry Hill, there's the pictures with Mick Jagger and Paul McCartney and George Harrison. And
I've heard of all of them.
Right. All pretty established folks. So, but you guys gotta have to be on that wall somewhere. Have you not gotten a picture taken?
We're somewhere.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're Imagine Dragons.
Well, I think you got a couple more albums under the belt than those dudes. I want to ask a question that might sound funny, but I honestly don't mean it to be funny. When you are going,
anything. I love that. That could be absolutely anything.
Right, good stuff. When you go from playing a gigantic stage to a smaller stage, is there any like legit concern of, hey, we have to watch each other tonight so that we don't run into someone, so that nobody gets whacked with anything, nobody trips? Is that it? But you guys are pros, so that's probably not a deal.
I mean, you gotta imagine when we were first starting out, 22, 23, we were so out of control and wild. We had a few more on-stage collisions then, but now we all kind of just have an unspoken choreography.
I gotcha.
You know, SA has his lane when he's like, okay, Nick's up there, I can go around there and sweet in there.
Right. Yeah. It's understood without being spoken.
I think one of the things, the last time I interviewed you, Peanut, one of the things that I'd asked you was how had the band stayed together for so long? No lineup changes. That's almost unheard of these days. And one of the things that you said to me really struck me.
Hey, it's Riz, and every year when spring rolls around, I'm reminded just how important it is to start fresh at home. After a long winter, nothing feels better than stepping into a cleaner, healthier space, and that's why I call the heroes at Zero Res. Spring is all about renewal, and Zero Res is the team that helps me hit reset, removing winter's grime, stubborn odors, and all that hidden buildup from carpets and floors. And let's not forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts are the lungs of the home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality takes a hit. So I always trust Zero Res to get the job done right. And don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has 5,900 glowing reviews and a 4.9 Google rating. St. Louis has voted them #1 for a reason. Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking. This month, get 3 rooms, Zero Resified, starting at just $119, and take $75 off your air duct cleaning. You owe it to your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the Riz Show special. Remember, spell backward or forward, it's always Zero Res.
All right, backstage at our big, gigantic ho-ho show with Angels and Airwaves. Mr. Tom DeLong, how are you, man? It's great to see you.
I am good, and I just realized you have a kick-ass camera right there. This is like IMAX level shit you're doing.
We try not to mess around, Tom.
You don't fuck around. This is like real interview. This is like
the bad part is though with that fancy camera, it really pinpoints the ugliness.
Boogers and like
anything, man, like crazy hairs, anything. It really blows it out.
You know
of
what's
proportion.
funny about that? I was just walking down the stairs. And Alon, my drummer, goes, wait a second, I was like, one hair was longer. And he went up to my face and we got it out. One hair, and you just mentioned hairs. Dude, that was kind of funny.
You know what the worst part, I don't know how old you are, Tom, but I think we're probably
22.
pretty close. All right, well, then we're not. I'm 43.
I'm 44.
All right.
You didn't believe me.
Well, no, I didn't.
Okay,
I knew we were in the ballpark. Yeah.
All right, we're getting the hell out of here. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's a woman behind the board hosting the Rizzuto Show. What's happened?
There's a lady back here.
There's a lady back here, Barbara.
This isn't Moon anymore?
I am Moon.
Okay.
And that is your sports. No, Moon had to scoot a little earlier than normal, so I am back here screwing things up. King Scott, what is the title of the podcast today?
Glad you asked. Today's title is Sniff the Rafe.
Sniff the Rafe, which everyone is doing. That is their homework.
Did you spell it
for Tuesday.
like me or
Yes.
like it's actually spelled?
I spelled it like you.
Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring, a podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto. And what do you have going on, King Scott?
Well, you can follow me at King Scott Rules. And I just want to say, I can't say what it is, but tomorrow night during the Clownvis Live to the Rescue, you got to join us because it's going to be a huge episode. It's
What?
a big birthday episode, actually.
Oh,
with,
yes, your birthday is tomorrow.
And his is on the 1st of May. So
What?
it's the combo birthday.
I didn't know Clownvis's birthday
Yeah,
was
clown,
May 1st.
and he's born on like National Clown Day or something.
You're both Tauruses, right?
I guess so.
Okay.
We both carry horns, so
That's sweet.
Yep. So follow or watch that tomorrow night.
A lot of bull
good.
on the Clownfest podcast.
Tomorrow night. Rafe Dean.
Tomorrow. Number 2 show today with Hazard to Ya Booty. I'm squeezing 8 people into the stalls, and I might even be singing a song with them myself. So tune in at 4 o'clock or pick it up wherever podcasts are sold.
That sounds really good. I have nothing. You can follow me at Lern versus Radio. Our Team Riz member of the day is Sherry Goldsmith, and Team Riz is brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. So be like Sherry. Sign up at 1057thepoint.com. She wanted to hear a song off of the Twisters soundtrack from the 90s, which is incredible.
I like it. Yeah, all
And
right.
Sherry, I love this song so much, so thanks for requesting it. Donnie is next, and we're going to leave you with the Goo Goo Dolls.
Energy
Have a great
up.
rest of your day, St. Louis.
Shine down.
Bye.
All right, Point Fest 2022. It is Liv, and I am so excited. As you know, this is one of my favorite bands ever. The Struts, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
That was
for
a
being
lovely
here.
introduction.
So
Thank you for having
excited.
us.
So to start, I actually have a prop because I met you guys several years ago. It was backstage at a show, and Luke, you had disappeared for a moment, and I missed an autograph on my favorite piece of merch ever.
Here we go. There's a badge on your bag as well with the Struts on.
So,
Flag. The flag.
if you would be so kind,
Of
my
course.
friend.
Do you have a pen?
I do.
Prepared. Of course I will.